Hi there.
Oh yeah, I got moved.
How you doing?
Hold on, let me disconnect from Discord.
It's going alright.
I posted everybody a nice, beautiful song that explains my morals in D&D. If anybody would like to listen to it, it's wonderful.
Maybe. I think we're all switching over to TeamSpeak.
Why?
It's got to do D&D and drags involved, so
Oh, they're coming in here?
I don't know. Drag doesn't come in here.
I think
I'm not a good person to answer these questions.
I'll just ask the man himself. Sound good?
It was like this last time we did this. That's all I remember.
I poked him. I poked him twice. Wait, hold on. He might be in the other one. Hold on. Hey, shoot it. You're not getting in the Discord?
Chuckled
I left
on the inside
because of his intent, not because of what he said.
Ow. Anyway, yeah, we should spar one day. We'll just go to the mat and yeah.
I have too many Wargame Red Dragon memes.
You can use full taekwondo if you want.
Oh, Ultimate Inferno Nazi Super Saiyan Hydra Hitler 9001 Mark 17 holy fucking shit watermelon nigga has appeared.
Straight out of fortune.
Look at my avatar.
You're such a faggot.
What the fuck?
You're such a faggot.
Chris, why are you here?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Don't you have to go to sleep?
Here in probably about a good hour, yeah. Excuse me. Pardon.
Your mic
Bless me.
that up.
That's pretty good on it. Yeah, that one's stupid. Reminds me of you. The silence on eldest and Ruben in Cannon's mouth. What? What?
Other stuff.
Freedom intensifies.
Ooh, I think it's happened now for looking have a day. Hey, Oni.
Yeah.
Listen to this. I posted it in
Remember
DnD,
when
but
you could
I don't
trust
wanna hear
the
it.
Russians?
This is it.
Back under King under Tsar Nicholas.
No, it's... There's a second part to it. It's remember when you could trust the Russians? Ushanka.us doesn't remember either. It's got a picture of Pepper Rich Farm.
There's a custom server that just has the auto fire for War Thunder. And there's people play the ZSU doing like 100 miles an hour.
And like a lot. There was someone that like was in like I think it was Super Hellcat, and they were going like super fast, and a rock and did a flip over a tank and shot it.
They just Chris,
Like a glove! Bang!
hold up. They just added a new creature to Pokemon Go, and it shows a picture of Hillary Clinton inside of Pokemon Go. Every time you catch her, your emails are deleted, then the FBI comes and lets her go.
Alright, I'm gonna go commit suicide. Okay.
Bye now.
User disconnected from your channel.
The cancer has been cleansed. If you didn't want freedom, you shouldn't have oil. Dear Mexicans, you're welcome. Obesity becoming a problem in Europe invents the double down sandwich.
Oh shit! Dragons, you know the Italian plane that has the 102 on it?
Yeah.
User joined your channel.
And the unlimited and like the bottomless mag server, it fires so quick it stalls the plane.
Yeah.
It's just fucking flying towards the ground now.
Hello. Oh, why are we on TeamSpeak?
Because
It's
dragons
better.
are... Can I take off backwards?
There's only one thing I hate more than lying. Skim milk, which is water that's lying about being milk.
I'm guessing none of you are rogues.
A rogue? Who would ever play a rogue?
Alright, then that means I'm the trap specialist.
Well,
Just needed to
Kirsten
confirm real
might be
quick.
playing some multi-class. I don't know. Kirsten usually plays a rogue.
If we don't have a rogue, then that makes me the trap specialist. Unless Eldest has got trap specialty. Okay, never mind. Alright. Where Okay, there is no list of magical items in the player's handbook, so
Well,
where do
I
I go
think
for that?
Arta's gonna sort something out for every player, I guess.
Well, yeah,
Like you
he
did
said
with
he already
Greg
told
last
me what
time.
he already told me what I get. He said, yeah, I have my equipment.
Okay.
And then 2 uncommon magic items of my choice, 1 rare magic item of your choice, and whatever the hell, and a staff of resurrection with 3 charges, which I'm guessing the name is self-explanatory. If not, then I have no idea.
It's yeah, mostly self-explanatory. Do you have the link to either mine or my drive or Artist drive? Or
I did at one point. It's probably still there, but I don't know how to get to it.
He's taking off backwards.
alright, hold on a second. I'll get you a thing.
Oh, that's some shit.
All right. Let's see.
Recoil operated jetpack. Fucking.
Alright. Here is my drive. Linking it to you on Discord. So if you go into DnD 5e official, you should be able to
Monster manual.
see a thing. A place in time and space.
Rustling intensifies.
Okay. The contents do not tell me where to go in this book.
In the Dungeon Master's Guild?
Yeah.
Go to treasure. Treasure. Can't speak. In treasure.
Oh,
there
wait.
should be magic
That's
items.
I clicked the wrong thing. Okay.
Well, that
I
would
have
also probably
transcended
explain
to
your
the
problem.
spiritual all consciousness. My jimmies have transcended the ability to be
I
rustled.
need. File failed to import from Google because its size exceeded something. Okay. Well. I can't view that because it's apparently too big. Okay. I can preview it, but I can't open it in DocHub. What?
Yeah, DocHub will not allow that. You gotta preview it. You can't open it in DocHub. DocHub will fucking blow up your shit.
Alright,
No,
Tier 7
no.
magic items, 135. I have a lot of scrolling ahead of me.
Isn't there a thing that you can type in?
Nope.
Hmm.
Actually. You know what?
Tastes just like it smells.
Can't scan file from
Delicious.
addresses because it's too big. Download anyway. I'm an adventurer. In new folder. We can name it Fraggle Raggle, whatever. That works. Here's another app.
Starts with an F. And you know what else starts with an F? Freedom.
I do not have Adobe PDF on this computer. Yeah. Oh no! I clicked a button. It did a thing. Oh well. Oh, hey, bookmarks. Bookmarks are helpful. Part 2. Oh yay! Part 2 is huge. Let's go down. Go down again. Magic items. Boom. Bookmarks are awesome. Identifying a magical dunamin. Treasure hoards. Treasure hoards. Magic item creators. What? Variant mixing Where's the list of? There's apparently no list of items. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, just keep going.
Random
It's
magic
there.
items.
Just keep going. Eventually you'll get there.
A list of random magic items. Okay.
Microphone muted. Microphone activated. User joined your channel.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hello, comrade.
Yo.
Yo, 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 yo.
User joined your channel.
Okay, testing 1, 2. Okay, good. You guys can hear.
Yes,
Yep.
we can.
Okay, all right. I just ran
Wait,
in the
these
door.
are. Mm-hmm.
Okay, level 15 characters. I need to know how many of you there are, and have you guys chosen a designated healer and a designated trap finder? They could be the same person.
Kirsten, are you a rogue or have any levels in rogue?
Nope.
Well,
Oh, then that's me for both. Because I already asked everyone else.
Drag, your mic's echoing, at least for me. Or if it's...
What about now?
Oh, god damn. Okay.
That's drag for you. Good old dragons are.
Freedom intensifies.
Alright, sorry, I'm a little bit rushed, but let's...
Oh, you can get up to
Okay.
+3 in 5e. Interesting.
It's just past 3.
Get up to +5. What?
With what?
20 of any stat.
No.
No, I'm
items.
talking about magical, like, increase. Eyes of minute seeing.
Okay, that
What
could be a little bit
doth
better.
thou does? Let's find out. Scroll down to the ease. Ooh, lots of scrolling. Scrolling is fun. Oh, was that the deck of many things? Let's ignore that and pretend it doesn't exist.
Do I need to dig up Hitler to show you how to use a fucking oven? God
Is that
damn.
it, Ramsey?
Yes, it
Holy
is.
Shit.
There it is. Eyes of minute seeing.
Fucking Ramsey.
Alright. Get on roll 20,
The
Drake.
person who is committing said heresy knows who they are.
Special
Spoken unbroken sentence.
are hidden
It was
from
quite hypnotic.
regular sight.
No one had a
Wow.
chance to interrupt.
Worn.
It was quite hypnotic.
What? So are these like goggles, basically?
I'm not gonna adjust.
Yeah, they're crystal lenses. Okay, yeah, they're like goggles. All right. All right, I got those written down as a treasure that I has. Actually, it makes sense for me to have that too, because I have the knowledge domain.
Moving from topic to topic.
Which
Oni, you're
one?
playing Thanatos.
Yes, T. Earl Grey Hot.
Cannon, you are playing Punchy Guy.
Well, he
Sumo
doesn't
wrestling
punch
sorcerer.
anybody. Sumo wrestling sorcerer. My name is Maverick.
Is it Arta's Happy Squad?
That's the
Yeah,
one.
I
Yep.
rated Artie too.
Arby's Happy Squad.
Arties. Like
Bro,
it's an
I could
artillery.
go for some Arby's right now.
I know, right?
Arby's
Oh,
is disgusting.
French dip sandwich.
you shut the fuck. Yeah, 2 French dip sandwiches. That's
No,
all
I'm
I
about
want.
those cheddar roast beefs.
Cheddar roast beef's
The only
alright,
thing
but
good
ain't
at
no
Arby's
French
are
dip.
the
Say,
fries.
it's
That's
like,
all. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
what Oni said. French dip's the shit.
Oh, you.
Oh, bruh. Drink
this-
it. I
is-
could just drink it.
What is this map?
User joined your channel.
What's up, user?
What
Sorry,
map?
internet disconnected for a minute.
Is this a sign of what's to come tonight?
No
Oh,
one had a
shoot,
chance to
User
interrupt.
disconnected from your channel.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Hold
yep.
on.
Right topic.
We're one person over. With 7. Screw it, I'll make it work.
You
I wonder if I
sure?
should take
no,
an
Arta,
immovable
be evil,
rod.
be mean, choose somebody to scout.
Yes. Always take the when given the option to take the immovable rod. Always take the immovable rod.
Alright, crap, I'll handle it. Okay.
No, you won't, Arta. I don't believe in you.
Yes, sir.
Just kidding, I believe in you.
Did not. I don't believe in me. Okay, we have Oni, we have Cannon, we have Kirsten, we have Eldest, we have Ice, we have Dragon, we have Ruben. 7 players. Okay, Oni's playing Thanatos, Cannon's playing Maverick, a sumo wrestling sorcerer. Kirsten, you are playing character name. Forgot.
Character name is, freaking Alvin.
Alvin? Like the chipmunk?
Yeah!
Okay. And
I mean, he is
monk,
only,
right?
what, 2'5"? Yeah, monk.
Halfling monk. Halfling monk. Okay. Eldest, I know you're playing a bard, and you sent me the name.
Yep.
I lost it. Find it again,
User joined your channel.
eventually.
If you're
here
making
we go,
tokens,
Dal.
I have a token in the evil crew. I changed because I don't have the evil crew anymore, so I just changed my token in the evil crew to
Oh,
person using.
sure. Added folder. No, wait, I can't name it that. Just no spoilers. Okay.
Oh, the immovable rod works differently in 5e.
Does it now?
Did I miss anything while I was disconnected for a minute, by the way?
Not yet. You can put your tokens on this if you want. Honestly, it's not going to matter so much. It's just to give you an idea of the terrain. For those of you who get on Roll20, there's a map out there. Particular point is Everloon, down here. That's the, well, you'll see.
Oh,
Okay,
are these... Oh, they're legendary. Fuck.
Sorry, buddy.
And you can only
Yeah.
attune 3 items. By the way. And you can't
Really?
use more than 2 rings. Looking at you, Cannon.
Hey,
Hey. Hey.
I don't know if
That's
you ever played
bullshit.
AD&D Ice, but if you put on more than 2 magic rings, you won't have a bad time.
Depending on what they were.
What was the
your hand
thing?
might know.
Uncommon, one
I
wear,
think
and a
it usually
staff of
explodes.
Oh, okay.
Resurrection. And that's greater resurrection. It brings it back to half hit points.
Greater resurrection. Okay.
but does it say how many items you can attune to?
It's in the DMG.
Got
You really
ya.
need. I
Okay.
can find it.
What is this? This
Yeah.
is a rare? I might
No,
use
I
this
don't need
one.
it. I was just wondering.
Do we have a dedicated healer yet?
Yeah, that's me.
Don't we have...
I'm a
one-
cleric.
We have one full healer, one half healer, and...
Well, I took a lot of healing spells, so.
I think we have healing covered.
Well, I guess it's weird that I'm playing the sumo wrestling sorcerer because now we don't have shit like fireball.
It's okay. I have moves.
Do you have fireball ice? Do you go light?
I
Ice,
have,
what's
I
your
have
character's
light.
name?
I have fireball.
That's true unless you are the dedicated healer or the dedicated trap finder. If you're the dedicated trap finder, you get a cloaked version of Eyes of Minute Seeing. Basically, you wear them on your face and they don't show up. If you're the healer, you also get a Staff of Greater Resurrection. Recharges once per day, like per long rest. Actually, truth be told, recharges at sunset. I guess that might be important.
I gotta be right back.
Does this this doesn't affect items the character already had, right?
Correct.
Okay.
If you're coming in with a pre-existing character, then you have all your stuff.
Okay. I was going to say, because I looked at the rarity for Oathbow and I'm like, but I already have that.
Right. No. If you already had it, then you just don't get new stuff. This is for character creation.
Okay. I already have stuff.
Sorry. If you're the dedicated healer and you already have stuff, then you still get the staff. And if you're the trap finder and you already have stuff, you still get the eyes.
Oh, I just don't get the 2 uncommon,
right,
1
no
rare thing.
added uncommons. Right, that's sort of if you're coming in without having any magic items.
The only magical item I have is the Oathbow, and obviously my clerical focus.
So then you don't get new stuff, except with the exception of the staff.
And the eyes.
And the eyes, yeah.
Okay, so I just get let's see, where's the thing for the staff is from here, right?
The staff is from this adventure, yeah.
A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L,
No, basically,
R,
did they
S.
take down the Dad and Picard video? Fuckers.
Okay. Right. Okay, I got Oni's character, I got Kana's character, I got Houston's character, I got Elda's character. Ice, I know you're playing the healer, but do you have a name and a race and a class?
Do I have a what?
A name, a race, and a class.
Yes.
Okay.
Character's birth name is Von Weggelinadale.
Okay, fine, sure.
Wood Elf is the race, and class is Cleric.
Cleric. Okay, female, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. And Drag, do you have a character name and race?
Wait, we are doing level 15s, right?
Yeah, now,
Yes.
don't get me wrong, I don't want to discourage you from playing. Obviously, I love having you as a player. That being said, this is not going to be an easy adventure. It is going to be a difficult one, both in terms of the just sheer difficulty of the encounter, and it's going to be complicated. If you don't have a great grasp of D&D mechanics... One more time?
I said I'm not a little bitch, let's do it.
Okay.
Unless it would be easier for me not to be here.
No, I would love to have you here. I'm just saying, just be ready with your character. Know how your character functions. On top of the RPing aspect, there's going to be a functional aspect to this game. There's going to be combat, and it's going to be tough. So how your character works, know what your abilities are, how they function, how to use them as best as possible to help your team. It's not going to be easy.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I always do everything on the hardest difficulty.
Masterworks,
Tadakatsu.
right?
Say again, Drag?
Honda Tadakatsu. Honda
Oh,
like
okay,
a car.
Fine. Yep, I remember. And you are a human
variant.
Eldritch Knight. Human barbarian?
No. Eldritch Knight.
Oh, Eldritch Knight, okay. I thought you said barbarian for a second.
No.
Masterwork is
do a plus effect. They usually do something strange.
Okay, so Masterwork as it was in 3.5 does not exist here.
Yeah, at least not by default. If we're talking about just the 3 core rule books, it's not in. They've simplified a lot in D&D in 5th edition, which I think is overall a good thing, but it does leave some stuff that was really nice by the wayside.
Okay.
Which is leaving to be homebrewed by people so far.
Which, in general, I'm pretty okay with a lot of that kind of stuff. And like, if we're running a full-on campaign, just like talk to me, and we'll figure something out and make stuff that you use, bring them back. You're going to be starting out fresh.
Oh, you can get a Vorpal sword. That's interesting. Know that.
Well, it's not like the Vorpal sword was broken in 3rd edition.
I thought they took it out.
No, it's in there. Drag, there used to be a belt. You know those 9 life stealers that Sandman talks about?
Yeah.
There's something worse than that in 3.5. If you had a Vorpal sword, it insta-killed anything you hit with a 20. Now, you can expand the critical range with 2 feats, and if you use a scimitar, it brings it down another 1 or 2. So crit range 15. So from 15 to 20 you crit, and it's an insta-kill, and you can dual wield them.
My body cannot comprehend.
So if you're going up against an ancient red dragon and you roll over a 15, they're dead.
Does the Staff of Resurrection count as like a quarterstaff? Can it be used like that?
Yes. It can be used as a quarterstaff.
Okay.
And when used as a quarterstaff, it's considered a magical weapon, although it does not give you any +1s or anything like that. For the purposes of resistances.
Any weapon that's considered magical has to be attuned to you?
No.
Oh, okay. Just
no.
Okay.
Yeah. Attunement is only on things that say require attunement. The general trend for that is when there's an activated ability or something like that. The greatest Staff of Resurrection does not require it.
Okay, so the only item I have that requires attunement is the Oath Bow, and that's it.
Yeah. And possibly the eyes? I don't remember. I'll go look them up. I don't think they do, though.
It didn't say it did.
I'll look up the eyes at least.
Thank you.
Check, because I was just there. No, it doesn't require attunement.
Excellent. Thank you, Cannon.
On the quarterstaff I currently have that I've been using, I have a +2 magic on it. Should I just trade that out and then for the Staff of Resurrection, or?
Sorry, what?
The quarterstaff I currently use because I took the Magic Initiate and chose Druid, so I have the Shillelagh cantrip that works with quarterstaff. So I have a +2 magic quarterstaff. Can I just replace the quarterstaff with the Staff of Resurrection?
You can't. Sorry. Apologies. I hear where you were going.
I'm gonna be walking around with 2 staffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
The problem is the Greater Staff of Resurrection you have is not associated with your character, meaning it's something you have from this adventure, not from your character stuff. So there's no way they would be the same object. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You'll see where you get the staff in a second.
Oh, so we don't technically have them yet. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got it now.
Everybody over here with cool ass shit that all have is a javelin of lightning.
Yeah, that sucks, right?
Hate you all.
I don't have anything special.
I mean, I could hit somebody for 4d6 damage, it's pretty solid.
Again, I don't have anything
Alright,
special.
okay. Okay, so now here's, so this is sort of a little before we get started, but already we're kind of starting. You 7 are all going to be partaking in this adventure together. That means you probably have some association with each other. It doesn't need, you guys don't need to necessarily be an adventuring party already. You guys don't really, this is not the kind of thing where you're going to stumble across something. There's going to be a motivation for you guys to be here. And you all might have your own, or you might be following other members of the party. I'm actually going to have you guys roll for that a little bit. But how would your characters introduce each other or already be known to what you consider your friends, fellow party members? Meaning, Your character might be very secretive to the surrounding world, but they might be more open with their friends, or they might be equally secretive. I'd like each of you, if you don't mind, to, I know for some of you this is already a moot exercise that you've done 1,000 times, but just bear with me. Try and introduce your character. You can do it in character or just in dialogue. That's not the right word, but whatever. What would people know about your character? Who is your character to the people that know them? Let's just go down my personal list here. Tierston, how would Alvin be known? Like, tell us a little bit about yourself, I guess is what I'm trying to say here.
He loves adventure and is basically out for the adventure. His personality is basically annoying to a point, but he'll sometimes his annoyances go too far. But granted, his ideal, I guess you could say, is that he's a survivalist in the end. And if it's anything to survive, he'll do. That's Alvin. You heard me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will let him know. Okay. My brother thanks you all. All right. For services.
Services rendered?
To the country.
Oh.
To the country? What?
Well, oh, specifically Tierston.
Oh.
No problem.
Okay. He says no problem. He said he'll gladly die for you.
Hey, I would.
He doesn't want gladly.
I don't mind dying for somebody else.
My brother is far more sadistic than I realize. He says he wants you to be in pain when you die for him. Okay, then.
No.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it sounded like your brother.
Why doesn't your brother DM for us?
Yeah.
Apparently he should.
Nice.
Rafi. Damn it, never mind. Okay, forget it. Whatever. Okay. Alright, so Alvin, you're a monk who just loves the adventure.
Yep.
All in for the adventure. Okay. Dal.
Hold
this?
Hold on.
Go on, someone else go
You caught
first?
me in the middle of eating. Go ahead and
Okay.
else go.
Vanwa Kusanar Galondel. Tell us
Okay.
a little bit.
To those that have heard of her, Vanwa is pretty much described as a healer that spends her free time in search of knowledge. Some stories about her personality will portray her as a shy, compassionate individual that mostly uses her clerical magic to heal others. At other times, she's portrayed as a much more aggressive individual, getting up in the front of things and actually casting combat spells along with fighting with weapons. That's
To someone who, to a stranger approaches her as she's traveling down a road and asks her for some money. How would she react?
Well, that depends. Because what's the personality at the time is the question I need to ask.
Let's go with the one that most people would like.
Vanwa, okay.
Yeah.
If she has money to spare, she would just take a gold coin and then give them to the person and keep on along her way.
And if he was so unfortunate as to come across Kusanar?
She'd probably laugh and keep walking.
Right. And those who know her would have experienced both facets of her personality, I'm assuming.
Yes, those who are her friends would know that there's more than just one personality there.
Okay.
Especially considering her hair changes color whenever she switches personality. So that's a good identifier.
There's a phenotypical change as well as a genotypical change. Okay, so you guys already know that Vanwa has a bit of a split personality. You guys would know this about her already going in.
So that's a good identifier.
There's a phenotypical... Sorry to put you on the spot.
What? Oh,
Could you tell us a little bit? Yeah.
I am a researcher that's obsessed with dragons and anything related to dragons in the past. Sort of a, how would you say, not afraid of a challenge, but at the same time, what's a good way to put this? He understands that there are other people and other things that would absolutely murder him, but he tries to skirt around through them to get what he wants, while still trying to be on the right side of things. Sorry, I'm trying to explain this while also writing down a ton of shit.
I understand. I understand. Just to get a bit of a read of his personality, he encounters someone he identifies as an enemy, but they haven't yet made the first move. What would he do?
Call
There's
them out
civilians around.
instantly.
He would what?
Oh, there are
Call
civilians
Mm-hmm.
around, call them out, and ready his weapon, but he wouldn't assault them.
Okay, they make a break for it he chases?
It depends. Why are they mad at me?
Let's say this is someone you know is a wanted criminal.
It would depend. If he's wanted for doing completely horrible things that offend me, I would have an issue with it, but at the same time, I wouldn't really care if it was to somebody else. Like, if he was a wanted criminal, it wouldn't really bother me unless he was a wanted criminal because he did something to me. But I would be wary. Oh, what would I do? Oh, I am so sorry. I would not do anything. I would let him run. Sorry, I'm reading and typing at the same time. Well, might be.
Testing, 1, 2, okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
my headset was giving me some problems. Okay. Gilligan. Still with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little about yourself.
First thing you'll notice about Gilligan is his long since useful face, yet speaks as if he has lived hundreds of years. He is always laughing and enjoying life and looking for new experiences. He is a man that has long since forgotten the meaning of material things and now just looks for joy in the experience of life. You would also notice his amulet around his neck, a unicorn to represent the goddess Miliki, the forest queen of nature.
Very nice. Gilligan's wandering through a forest and he comes across a tower that reeks of evil nature, but there's no one around. What would he do?
Enter it and see what's going on.
All right. Okay. Cool. Last thing, what's Gilligan's background? If you chose one, yeah, it's understandable if you didn't.
Wanderer.
Wanderer,
I think that's the
Wanderer,
official
okay.
name of it.
There's probably Hermit or Outlander.
Outlander, that's all I put.
Okay. Dahl?
Dahl is
Which
a.
I assume is.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No,
I
go
wasn't
ahead.
sure how
Finish.
to pronounce it.
Yeah, that's how you
I wasn't
pronounce
sure
it.
how to pronounce the name.
That's
Dahl
how-
or
yeah.
Daal?
Those are both correct. It's just,
Okay.
You just changed how you accented. You just changed what A you accented it.
Gotcha.
Dahl is a elf bard who got kicked out of his homeland because the people of his village didn't agree with the songs he was singing. He has turned kind of sour because of this, but if you show him respect, he'll respect you back.
Interesting. Dahl encounters another bard, but this one is much less rebellious than him. How does he feel about this individual?
He is unchanged by this individual, as long as he doesn't wrong him.
And the guy sort of spits at him because he knows that he's in exile.
Oh, he's gonna attack him.
All right. Cool. Maverick?
Maverick is the free-range sumo champion of Agrillion. I am a dragonborn sorcerer. Maverick kind of lives for the thrill of the arena and kind of the spontaneity of the craziness that is free-range sumo wrestling. If there's let's see. If there's a moment where he's like the craziness that is free range, this will make me look good, he's probably going to take it.
Okay. Maverick attends a sports match, whether it be a wrestling or something else, and he sees obvious cheating going on, but no one else seems to notice. What does he do?
Call it out. It's
In front of
free
everyone?
range sumo. Like if you're cheating in free range sumo, you got issues.
Okay, so he sees, let's say, jousting, and one of the jousters is somehow cheating. Maybe he's intentionally causing his weapon to do extra damage so that it could actually kill someone or impale them. He'd call it out?
He would probably take it up with the appropriate people to tell.
Oh, so
If
he's
given
not
the
quite
time.
so brazen as to call it out. He'd
I'm not gonna.
Apologies if I'm putting you on the spot.
He acknowledges what he's able to do. If I suddenly throw myself into a situation that's like, he thinks he uses his ability to think to win at his sport.
Okay.
It's not like he's just gonna.
There's no wrong or right answer here. It's just sort of trying to get a bit of a read on how your character thinks about certain situations related to.
You're good, man.
Cool. And last, but certainly not least, Thanatos, son of none.
Do I have the sword? It doesn't have to do anything.
No.
But do I have it?
Oh.
No? Okay.
Crap.
Because that completely changes the description you're about to get.
I know. Roll a d20. Look, if I can't choose an answer, I'm just gonna let the dice decide for me.
10?
No sword.
Okay.
Oh my.
I am Thanatos, son of none. I hold no lands and bear no allegiance. They are only for those around me.
Thanatos sees someone he recognizes from his past in the middle of a palace courtyard. What does he do?
They wronged me.
No, he just knows they'll recognize him.
Recognize who I was?
Yes.
I would attempt to avoid them. I will not make any overture to do so.
Okay. You can see they notice him, and based off of what you know about this person, they're likely to try and use that information, possibly as blackmail.
I am likely to kill them.
Okay.
In any way I can accomplish it.
Damn.
All right.
If they are of a martial demeanor, I'll challenge them to a duel, or I'll try and address them while they are ill at rest and kill them. And if they are not of such a nature, I'll arrange for their death.
All right. Okay. Any last thing you guys want to say about your characters that either I or your other people or the other members of your party should know?
Nope.
All right. Get started then. Okay. God damn it.
Sorry?
My headset's bugging with me. Okay.
Oh, I have a unicorn horn.
Fucking
What?
badass. Oh, before we
Throw that in
start,
there.
nice to meet you all. If you've never spoken to me before, I know you never see me in Discord.
Because this internet can't handle it.
I am semi sort of a meme. Don't worry about it.
Alright.
Semi,
Nice
sort
to
of.
meet
Bad day.
You are a meme.
How you doing?
He's actually a meme. You know that guy who drove the Charger into those cars?
I know that dude. Kidding.
Dragonzer's description is almost frighteningly close to that guy.
As soon as I heard he was running over commies, my thoughts changed.
Okay. So to avoid an international incident, let's just continue on. In the north of the Forgotten Realms, there is an area known as the Evermoors. In the Evermoors, there are two powerful cities, Everlund and Silvery Moon, that recently have started to have, well, not all that recently, but a while ago started to have political troubles. Silvery Moon decided to leave the Alliance. There's been some incidents involving 1,000 orcs fighting in there. At the end of the day, Everlund and Silvery Moon, which because of their proximity to each other have been allies for the longest time, are now on the verge of complete anarchy. They're at each other's throats. The past 30 years or so, tensions have just constantly risen between the two. In an effort to stop this, to cool the problems here, Wyland Silverleaf has become engaged to Rosa Macerock. Wyland Silverleaf is a scion of Silvermoon, and Rosa Macerock is the daughter of the Grand Duke Sagus of Everlund. These names will become more meaningful a little bit later on. For your purposes, what you need to know, though, is Rosa Macerock, the one from Everlund, she's the daughter of probably the most powerful person, probably the most single powerful person in Everlund, Grand Duke Sagus. Grand Duke Sagus has a lot of money, and he's putting a lot of that money into this wedding. There are announcements going out throughout the realm. Anyone who is anyone has been invited, and there are celebrations and preparations going on constantly. He has a specific set of entertainers playing from sunrise to sunset, and when their shift is done, he has them swapped out with another, even better set of entertainers who play from sunset to sunrise. Consequently, this wedding has drawn a lot of attention from a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. since anyone is going to be there, there's a lot of political intrigue that's happening in this place. If you wanted to meet with someone from a certain realm, from a certain faction, this would be a place where you could meet with them openly without any political ties being required. There's a lot of under the table or quiet political inclination going on. Many people are being brought in as honored guests, either because they know the Mace Rocks or the Silver Leafs, or just they're important, and therefore they're invited because Sagus Mace Rock of Everloon, that really rich guy, wants them there to make it look more important. There's also some problems in the wedding party, because it's trying to reconcile this Everloon Silver Moon conflict. Tensions are high, and some of the greater nobles from each place still aren't getting along so well. There's also some leftover actual military conflict, sort of, not from the conflict between Silvermoon and Everloon, but more because of those orcs that sort of wreaked havoc there 100 years ago or so. That's still a little bit around. Nope, I'm fine. Okay. Most grand of all the announcements, though, is Sagus has announced that there will be a grand wedding tournament. He's bringing in the best fighters he can find to perform in front of Rosa and Wyan, the bride and groom, respectively. Consequently, anyone who is a renowned fighter has been invited to perform, in effect, as a gladiator of sorts. I would like each of you to roll a d10 for me.
Starting the night strong.
Just to
My favorite
make you
number.
Feel a little better, just to make you feel a little better, there is no wrong or right roll at this point.
Hey, 7s for life.
All right, Ice got a 7.
I got a 6.
Bragg? Oh, 6 for
Dog
Elvis.
got a 6.
Bragg, you got a 6?
Yep.
Okay. Ruben?
Nat 1.
A 1. It's on a d10.
Hey.
Don't worry, there's no nat 1s on d10s. Cannon?
I also got a 1.
1. And Oni?
4.
4. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's start off with the simpler ones. Eldest and Dragonzer. You have both been, so in this situation, Dal and Honda, you have both been invited by Sagus directly as entertainers. Dal, you've been brought in to be in charge of the Sunrise to Sunset group of bards. You're not going to have to perform all that much yourself, but you'll be in charge of organizing their song lists.
Okay.
Honda, you've been brought in to, in some way, provide wedding security. You're going to be there. You're going to be there in charge of making sure that everything goes off smoothly. It seems that Wylan himself, the groom, is a bit nervous and has reached out to you, probably because of some past association you have with him.
Okay.
Ice.
Ice.
Oh, that's actually convenient. Ice. You've actually been brought in to officiate. It seems Vanwa, not Kusanar, has gained a bit of a reputation for being a thoroughly insightful person, and Rosa thinks that she would be the perfect officiant for the actual wedding ceremony. They feel that if Vanwa stands there, it'll lend a added level of credence to the wedding itself.
The legal aspect of the marriage, correct?
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm the priest.
Precisely.
You're not only a priest, you're a lawyer priest.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
One of those people.
Now,
The only way that
they're
you could
willing
be
to
any better
ooh.
is you could be your god could be animator.
That's actually what I needed to ask you. Do you have a deity yet? You're a cleric, so you
Yeah,
should
I am
have...
the cleric of Sahanin Moonbow, which
Oh,
is
perfect.
Forgotten Realms
Yes,
deity.
it is. Yes, it is. Okay. Sagus is not the one who's bringing you in. Wylan is. The groom, the one from Silvermoon. He's the one bringing you in. He's the one who wants you to officiate. Sagus has conceded to this because of something else he's getting, which is going to be... Who's for? Oni.
Jawohl.
Let's go to you. You're an honored guest being brought in by Sagus. He wants you to make a toast at the dinner before the wedding is officially commenced.
Yes.
Yeah, before it's done, he wants you to make a toast to the bride and groom. 'Cause you lack a noble name, your being brought in is a little bit unusual, and you're being asked to make a toast is already a little bit beyond the norm. I really should be writing this down. I'm going to forget. Try and remember which task you guys have because it's important. So Sagus is bringing you in, and Wylan is not pleased about this. He's not overjoyed about this, but he's willing to go through with it because Sagus conceded to having him choose the priest. That brings us... Tirson, what was your role?
So I need the names of the bride and groom one more time.
Rosa
You never said my role.
and Wylan. Oh, what was it?
You never said my role.
Well, I'm asking you, what was it?
What did you roll?
Like, what number? What number of the D10?
7.
7. 7. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. Okay,
Sorry, that's a little joke.
Alright, so, I did... Alright, listen carefully, Tirson. This, you'll have to tell me whether this is acceptable to your character. If this is unacceptable to your character, we'll reroll.
Okay.
I'm just going to read it verbatim. You've been hired by the wife of a merchant of Everloon to assassinate her husband. They will both be guests at the wedding. You have been hired by Victoria Kupta, who has offered you 5,000 gold pieces to assassinate her husband Frederick at the wedding.
What for? That's important, right?
Possibly. She requires that the murder be attributed to a gnome, Trigot Zygot,
Oh
who
god.
has a gem cutters consortium in Everloon. He will be present at the wedding. This will allow for uncontested seizure of her husband's business interests, as well as eliminating a source of competition. Victoria has provided enough detail of her husband's dealings that an assassin archetype will have enough time to employ both the infiltrator expertise and the imposter features.
So we're
Would
rolling that
Good
one up
choice.
to 5?
Neither of which he
Can I
has,
reroll
because
the
he's not a
5?
rogue.
Can I have that one?
We might want to reroll here a little bit.
So 5?
5,000 gold pieces for you to do this.
No,
Yeah,
he
no,
re-rolled to a 5.
he- No.
Oh, you rerolled. Okay, thank God.
Yeah, 5.
Okay.
Where's the rogue?
Ooh, this one's not bad. Okay, how does this apply?
Wait, how did he get that if he rolled the same number I did?
There's a chart that I'm looking at, so the cleric who gets a 7 gets one result, anyone else gets a different result.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit complicated, but just, I'm following it's like a flow chart. I'm following...
Okay, yeah, no need to say more. I got it.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Alright, this isn't too bad. It's a little bit not up... Oh, wait, hold on, I got another choice. Oh, okay, this is a little bit more up your alley. Okay. You found out that agents of the Harper and the Order of Gauntlet have simultaneously both discovered a ruin high in the Nether Mountains. If you take a look at the map, you'll notice that Everloon, which is down over here, and Silvermoon, which is up over here, lie right next to the Nether Mountains, a bit of an unexplored territory. So the Harpers, which are a popular adventurers guild, and the Order of the Gauntlet, a knights guild, both of them are sort of non-location based. They're more factions, sort of like they're a guild basically. They've both discovered ruins high in the Nether Mountains. The ruins entrance is sealed and warded. After an uneasy standoff, the two groups decided to seek out one of the PCs, specifically you, to render judgment as to which faction has the right to explore the ruins first. They're asking you to mediate and to decide who has the right. You'll be meeting with a representative from the Harpers and a representative from the Order of the Gauntlet at the wedding.
Okay.
Exploring the ruins is going to have to wait till after the wedding, but you'll be deciding at the wedding.
Okay. Do I know anything about these orders?
Yeah. Let me get you some information. So there's a lot behind them. Right now, the only thing you need to know about the organization as a whole is that both of them are good organizations. They are open and follow the law. Neither of them is like an evil organization. We're not talking about like an Assassin's Guild or anything. Both of them are good guy organizations.
The Harpers are made up mostly of bards and like lore masters, I think, right?
They have a lot of lore with them. Their beliefs are something to do with information. Here. One can never have too much information. Too much power leads to corruption, and no one should be powerless. They're an old organization that has been shattered, risen against central times. Its longevity and resilience are largely due to its decentralization, grassroots, secretive nature, and near autonomy of many of its members. They have cells, trained to act on their own. They can handle scrapes. They're
cons.
They're what?
Except for they like knowledge. They're communists, except for they like knowledge.
Triggered.
So not communists.
Not really.
No.
I wouldn't call them communists. They're a guild that's...
They're
So
revolutionaries. They don't like people who have power.
Helicopter idols in the distance.
Bolsheviks.
Bolsheviks. And the other...
the Order of the Gauntlet, they're more paladins and knights. Faith is the greatest weapon against evil. Battling evil is an extraordinary test that requires extraordinary strength. Punishing an evil act is just. Punishing an evil thought is not. That's the Order of the Gauntlet. They're basically like all knights. Sort of lawful good paladins, weapon against not evil. Lawful stupid. Battling evil is lawful good. That being said, their laws are their own. They bow to no nation's abject laws. What they see as right, they will do.
They're a chivalric order.
Yeah.
Okay. I know what you
those
would
are the
choose.
orders.
We're good.
Okay. To be clear, neither of them have shown that have stated their cases yet. They're going to have individuals there who want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know he's inclined towards, and how about that?
Gotcha, that works. Drag we got, Kirsten we got, Eldest we got, Ice we got, Oni we got, Hannon and Ruben, you guys both got ones, right?
Correct.
I didn't get to either of you, right?
Correct.
This is true.
Okay, Cannon, you are so true. Okay. Oh, obvious. Cannon, you're in the tournament. As the as the sumo wrestling champion, you were first on the list to be brought in for the gladiatorial arena. You're gonna be in.
Damn.
Is this free reign sumo or is this like Neil?
Good question.
Neil before me. I'm better at the form.
Non-lethal and non-magical.
Get fucked.
I'm so screwed.
To a limited degree. You can't cast spells to do damage. You can cast spells to enhance yourself. There's also going to be short rests after each bout. Okay. Okay.
All right.
And Ruben.
Time to start figuring out which spells I can use.
Oh. Okay.
No, Wayland is.
Gil
Oh, they're two different people. Okay.
Okay, Gilligan, unfortunately, because I kind of saved you for last and we're over the limit, you kind of get stuck with a choice of two. You could either be making a contact with a faction you have an association with. If you want, I can get that for you. Or you could also be participating in the tournament. Alternatively, you could also be commissioned to create a wedding gift. Which might... Yeah.
Oh, that I could do.
That might actually be up your alley.
Who am I giving a gift to? Both?
That's up to you. If you want a little bit more information about the bride and the groom, Wineland Silverleaf, the scion of Silvery Moon, he's the one who's sort of behind this whole thing, as in he's the one who orchestrated it. If you want a little bit more information, power, he may be a scion of Silvery Moon, but he's not like its primary figurehead or anything like that. There are older, wiser people who are in charge of Silvery Moon besides him. That being said, he's an important figure, don't get me wrong. This is like a prince marrying a princess, and he's the prince who's behind the arrangement. He knows of Rosa, and he said this match will be good because it'll ease tensions between our two cities. Rosa Macerock is the daughter of Sagus. Not much is known about her. She's a little bit of a shut-in. People say she is beautiful and fair of heart.
Which of the two city-states, I'll call them, is kinder to nature?
They both kind of are. Let's see if I could get you a better answer. Give me a second. A lot to read. I don't know.
That feeling when nobody gets the joke.
I do apologize this is taking so long. There's a lot of setup stuff. Of the two, it would seem Silvery Moon is more nature, would have more nature stuff. But not by much. They're both in the same area, share many of the same values.
I'll just make one for the bride then.
Okay.
What was that ever do? Okay.
Okay. All right. So you all have your reasons for now heading to this wedding. You all, for whatever reason, you're all heading to this wedding. You also all know each other. You're all going to be sort of traveling from Everlund. Everlund is the closest place, residential area to where the wedding is happening. The wedding, this is where we actually legit get started. You guys have your prerequisite stuff. You guys know who you are. You guys know what you're in for, and you guys know why you're coming here. This is where it actually starts. You're starting off in Everlund. Moonshadow Keep is a half-day's journey from Everlund by horse. Leaving Everlund through the Silvery Moon Gate, the North Gate, a traveler takes the Rovin Road north following the east bank of the River Rovin. The road cuts between the Nether Mountains and the River Rovin, hugging the riverbank itself. For those of you who can look at the map, you'll be starting down here at Everlund, and this little red path sort of mimics this road that you'll be taking. In fact, you'll notice a small shrine along the way. That's where you're heading to. That is Moonshadow Keep. Despite tensions... Right. Despite tension with Silver Moon and Everlund over Everlund's decision to leave the Lord's Alliance, joint patrols between the cities managed to keep the road clear of most trouble. Nevertheless, the path is still dangerous. It skirts the River Rovin closely, and in deep fog, a horse can easily wander off the path and plummet to the river below. In heavy rains, small mudslides have occurred over the years, and merchant wagons have been lost when the road beneath them suddenly gave way and dropped into the river. After 15 miles, path leaves the steep banks of the River Rovin and enters the foothills of the Nether Mountains. The hills are covered in old-growth trees, blue leaves and shadow tops. Hardy felsil trees grow on the slopes that are steeper and exposed. 3 miles into these hills, a path to Moonshadow Keep breaks off to the east, and then the road returns to follow the river. This path, which is wide enough for a small wagon, heads due east for 2 miles, climbing into short hills. After rounding a bend, you see Moonshadow Keep, further mile away on a small rise protected by 100-foot granite cliffs. The keep is modest in size, although slightly ramshackle. You all know of Moonshadow Keep. Besides the fact that the wedding is being held there, there is historical significance associated with the Moonshadow Keep. The first roll of the night goes to a history check, a party history check. I would like all of you together to make a history check. I will be taking the average.
Come on, Thanatos, drag up the average.
I also appreciate, Ice, the notes you've been taking. They are fantastic.
Started great.
Fuck you, Mogan.
Ooh, nat 20.
Yes!
Nat 20.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
I think 20 is about the average.
Let's see.
That's 4.
15.
I'll put a calculator.
I think 20 is about the average. If I'm doing my...
27.
Fucking plus 9
Brought it
Honda?
down a 10.
Holy shit!
1, 27, 13, 9. 2 plus 27. Nice. Holy smokes, plus 9?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Damn.
Fucking wizard
I have a
shit.
27, I have another 27, I have a 12. And finally,
Wait.
Cannon.
How the hell do you have plus 9?
Well, I got 15.
Proficient in it.
Okay, int proficiency.
I'm proficient in history too.
Alright.
Int 20.
Class average ends up being a 17, rounding up.
Sorry.
Okay.
Shit.
You did kind of ruin the average without you. The average.
Can we remove the outliers?
Wait. Hold up. Before we continue, Gillian, you're the guy playing the Goliath, right?
Yeah.
About nature? Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Can we remove the high-end outlier and the low-end outlier?
Sorry, buddy.
Son of a bitch.
Alright, that being said, above a 15 gives you most of the information. Okay. Moonshadow Keep is an important fortress for strategic purposes. There was that war I briefly mentioned a long time ago over here that sort of was the start of this whole tension. Moonshadow Keep is the reason that war did not take this entire area. The orcs came in from the Silvery Moon Pass between the Nether Mountains. You guys see it over here by Hawk's Nest?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the orcs came from. They traveled downwards, and the first structure and the only structure that was adequately defended and able to hold them off for any amount of time was this keep, this Moonshadow Keep. And you guys know that it played a large part. It has a lot of historical significance to ending that conflict. The 100-foot cliffs I mentioned are renowned and are known as the Backbreaker Cliffs, because of the orcs breaking their backs upon them. When you get there, you'll see that the keep is in a state of disrepair. The garrison was broken down during that war. It lasted a long time, but it didn't last the whole time. You'll see a handful of simple wooden buildings line the road leading up to the keep. As you pass them, you see simple folk heading out of them. They look like simple laborers. You gather that these are the residences of the keep's various craftsmen and workers. The keep also is already getting set up for the wedding. You will see colorful banners and flags representing the crest of Mace Rock, a black mace on a silver field, and Silverleaf, 3 silver leaves on a green field. Mace Rock, I'll remind you, is Rosa Mace Rock or Sagus Mace Rock. They're the Everlund representatives. The Sagus Mace Rock is the one who's putting all this money forward. He's the one basically paying for the whole wedding and doing all the stuff.
You said go through the standards again?
Yep. Mace Rock is a black mace on a silver field. Silverleaf is 3 silver leaves on a green field. You'll see equivalent banners, both of them, sort of hung all over the keep. As you are within vision distance of the keep, you start to hear music from one of the towers, specifically. Ooh. Specifically.
Oh, I'm super zoomed in.
Oh, pull it out a little bit. My apologies.
Whew.
No, that's my fault.
What a Norman castle! Holy shit!
From
Beautiful.
here. That by H, that keep is music is blaring from them. The revel of the sun and stars can be heard from miles away. Oh, right. That's something that Eldest, your character, Dal, your.
You cut out for me.
Amy.
And me.
Me for.
Sorry about that. My headset is bugging out of me. Apologies. Where'd I cut out?
You're just about to start explaining.
Why it's important. You're being brought into for the music, right? Sagas is really proud of this feat he's done, having music constantly being played. He's calling it the revel of the sun and stars. And you can hear this revel being played from that keep H, the southern one. You could hear music coming from there. Sorry, let me just grab a quick drink.
Go ahead.
Think of questions.
Are we
about
inside
the
of the
map
compound yet?
You'll be coming into the compound right now. Okay. You'll be coming in from. Oh, here. You'll be coming in through through the Barbican, which is a defensive structure. 30 feet wide, 30 feet and 50 feet wide, like the
I am no longer with the party. I left
Barbican.
Barbican, yes.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I just want to grab a quick drink. My throat's dry.
We're doing height, right?
Yeah.
With or without horns? Nobody's fucking answering my question.
With horns.
7, 6, 7, 7? It depends.
You mean it depends?
Depends what
You've been,
he has on
you've
that
been
day.
scaling your age, right, Oni?
My age? For a tiefling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a child. I'm young. I was exiled at 14.
I have stopped aging forever.
Yeah, but wouldn't it have taken you a little bit to get to level 15?
Yeah.
That's a lot of time it takes to get to level 15.
Yeah.
At level 1, my character started around the same age, which is why I was like,
Excuse me.
Shouldn't you be older than me?
No.
Okay. I'm back.
Or at least like the
You
same
got your nice
age.
water?
I've been leveling harder.
I got 4 waters. I'm probably gonna have to pee. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Did you end up reading the Red Knight, Arta?
I'm like 3/4 of the way through now. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So that should help a lot with this then, especially
a lot
certain
of
things.
I have a lot better knowledge of defensive structures because of it. Yes.
I did not enter with the rest of the party. I'd like that to be put out.
Okay.
I'm kind of patrolling.
We'll pick up right outside the Barbican. How's that?
Okay.
Okay. The road comes to the Barbican. There are 2 sets of portculli, one farther in, one farther out. Cannon, I know you can't see the map, so I sort of apologize for this. I'll be sort of marking a lot of things on it. If there's anything that's really unclear, just like ping me or ask someone or something. And
Well, if you want, you can watch the live stream.
I'm here to fight people without magic, so.
Yeah. You can watch the live stream, Cannon, and that would be wonderful.
But how does one do this?
It's up on the Discord.
Yeah, there's a link to it in the D&D chat and the lounge chat.
Do you mind sending me a link to that? I'd like to send somebody a link.
It's in the lounge and D&D chat on Discord.
Prepare yourself if I drop.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. So, we're picking up. The party has just reached the Barbican, which is this entrance defensive structure. Basically a small keep. The path leading in is about 30 feet wide, and there are two sets of portcullis that are there. They could be open or closed. Right now, they are held open though, as there's a lot of traffic going into and out of the keep in preparation for the wedding. You guys are getting here about in the mid-afternoon. The wedding is set for the following night, the following evening. You guys are getting here mid-afternoon. Tomorrow night is the wedding. Let's go down the list just in terms of what each of you want to do. Kirsten, what would Alvin like to do? You guys are getting here. It looks like the party might be splitting up to do respective tasks. What would you like to do at this point?
Where are the people meeting?
The
that
people
I'm supposed to
The
do
meeting's supposed to happen at the wedding. The
Oh,
representative
at the
of the,
gotcha.
yeah, the representatives of the Harper and the Order of the Gauntlets are going to be there.
Okay. I'll just explore then.
Okay.
Explore the courtyard and everything else, the doors, and see where everything is.
Okay. Thanatos?
I'm gonna be patrolling the defenses really quickly. I'm gonna go take a look, make sure everything's up to snuff.
Okay. Are you a battle master?
I am not a battle master,
Okay. Alright.
but
so then
I
you're
do
gonna
have the height advantage.
Alright.
About 600 feet of it.
Okay. What? Oh, you're
Wait.
flying. Right. Okay. Fair enough. Apologies if there's like some downtime. There's a lot that I need to read. Fortunately, my memory is far from perfect. But like, occasionally
Sorry.
look at stuff.
I don't mind.
On a unicorn surrounded by vines in front of a beautiful oak tree.
It's what my character would do.
Hey Arta, could
Oh
you
my
mind
God.
telling me about ETA on when you do? Because depending on what you are, how long it'll take for you to read, I might go and get a snack or something from upstairs.
Okay. Go get a snack now.
Okay.
I'll go through each person and come back to you if there's anything important that you missed.
Okay. Right back
Um,
then.
Okay.
Actually, I can just
so
take my phone. There you go. Perfect.
Okay. So Thanatos, you're gonna go fly around the keep and examine the keep's defenses. Okay.
Is the cliff near, or is it some distance off?
The keep is built on the cliff.
On the cliff.
Believe. Well, a small rise protected by 1,000-foot granite cliffs. The cliff. Yeah, the keep is built on the cliff. North. Oh wow, that whole thing. Okay. If you look at the map, the thin black lines, that's the cliff.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Significant.
Okay,
Yeah.
then after like a short tour of the area, I'm going to make a lower 300-foot pass to the front gate, and then I'm gonna go over one of the towers.
Okay. So H and K over here, those are two keeps, relatively tall towers. H is the one is where the music seems to be coming from. That's where the thing of the sun and stars is. The revel to the sun and stars can be heard. Yeah. It's so loud that it can be heard from about a mile away. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry. Gotcha. Honda. I assume you're with the rest of the party back, not flying around on a giant bat.
Yeah. No. Are there any guards sitting at the front gate?
There are two guards sitting at the front gate. Both of them are decked out in wedding revelry. They're wearing very fancy-looking guard uniforms. Maybe not so effective, but it definitely looks pretty.
Okay, I'd like to walk up to him and ask him where the father of the bride is,
Okay.
so that I can go check in with him.
They say Sagus should be somewhere inside the keep itself. Probably he'll be found in the Great Hall, the left side of the keep.
Okay, then I'll just keep on walking and go straight into the Great Hall.
All right. Okay, as you're doing that, Gilligan.
Oh, I'm not going inside either.
Mm-hmm.
I will actually be outside, standing at the edge of the cliff, playing my lute, and more specifically the Song of Trees.
All right.
In this sort of...
You're going to stay outside the keep completely?
Yeah. I'm sort of praying for the wedding to go off smoothly. In a sort of Maliki way.
Alright. Maliki does accept shrines, so if you wish you could set one up for her.
I'm playing the Song of Trees.
Fair enough. Okay. The gargantuan humanoid will sort of lean up against the keep wall and play. You hear the neighing and braying of horses nearby, and you realize that the wall you're leaning up against is adjacent to the stables. That would be C and D.
Ooh. Can I enter the stables?
Not from the outside, you can.
Oh, I go inside. I go inside. Okay,
guards aren't stopping you or even questioning anyone. There's so much foot traffic going on here that it would be ridiculous for them to even try and stop anyone. They're just gonna sort of let you go through at the Barbican at point A, basically. Vanwa?
I'm going to mostly stick with the wedding party, since that's the reason I'm here.
I assumed as much. Alright, so then you'll probably be following Honda to go see the father of the bride, Sagus. He's kind of the... Sagus is the guy here. The one with the money and the one who's running everything. He's probably the one you're going to want to see.
Okay. Then I will go with Honda to do that.
Okay. You two are going to head to the... Well then, not Kelnoa, but Maverick.
I would like to greet whomever summoned me for this gladiatorial combat. Let them know that I'm here.
Okay, so then you're probably going to want to head to the barracks. It's going to be at I. That's going to be... there's an entrance to the barracks from inside the courtyard, which is N. Which you can't see either of those. Can anyone send Cannon a small picture of just the main section, not the whole outer wall thing?
You said N.
Yeah, N.
Alright, I see.
Okay, cool, thanks.
I popped out to the live stream real quick.
Much appreciated. Okay, and Dal?
I'm gonna go towards where the music's coming from.
Okay, that'll take you towards H, one of the keep towers. That one seems to have music coming from it. By the looks of it and the sounds of it, and especially you being a bard, you would be able to recognize this. It looks like they were placed high up so that the music could spread throughout the realm, almost as if he's trying to show how that this wedding is so important that the music should be spread throughout the world. So he put them as high as he could, highest point of the keep. So you'll probably be heading to H. Getting inside there, you're going to have to go through N, then through the barracks at I, and then up those stairs over here.
Okay.
And Alvin, where are you? There you are.
Hi.
Skipped you. I'm sorry. Where would you like
What do you
to
mean
go?
skip me?
Did I not skip you?
No, I was exploring.
Oh, who did I skip? Oh, I didn't skip anyone. Oh, okay. Okay. Alvin, you'll be exploring the... Okay. a little bit frustrating, I know, but we're gonna have to just go sort of around a little bit of a bunch here. Alvin, you start exploring the outer grounds of the keep. Not exactly the courtyard. This is sort of the outside, the outer wall from the Barbican at A to the lone surviving tower at D. Supporting this whole area. You come to the stables C and B over here, and you start to look around the stables. You see that. Oh, okay. As you were approaching this keep, most of the horses that have been brought here for the wedding and stuff like that have been put into barns or sort of slipshod stables that have been built up near the residential houses. You guys passed them on your way in. However, these two stables over here are a bit higher class. They're left over from the keep's golden era, and they're actual solid proper stables. And Sagas has allowed the mounts of his favorite guests into his private stables. Peering through the gates, you can see two very impressive horses sitting in the stable. Black of coat. These impressive creatures look like they could carry 3 to 4 men on their back without breaking a sweat. They're really impressive. Looking around the rest of the stables, you can see that there's some saddles, horseshoes, liveries, brooms, hay, and feed, as well as other sundries for keeping such beasts of burden.
How many total horses you said there were here?
So it looks like there's about
Stables and
7 horses total. Most of them are look like they're a little bit worn out from the travel. They're really tired, but you can see 2 in particular are very impressive specimens. They're prize thoroughbreds. These are the horses of kings here.
Okay.
We're strolling around the rest. When you investigate the Barbican over at A, you'll see that while there are only 2 guards on duty right now, over there's about 30 bunks for various and sundry other guards, so you can probably assume there's more guards around. Oh, shoot, something important. The guards all are wearing burnished mail that's tinted with black oxide and has a mace head in the shape of a rough-hewn stone on it. Meaning, you can see that they bear the insignia of the
the Masrak? Marsak?
Rosa, what? What was Rosa's last name?
Masrak?
Mace Rock. Thank you.
Mace.
Okay. The soldiers are all Mace Rock soldiers. They're all wearing the banner of Mace Rock. Thank you.
D Rock. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Oh, does that mean the lady is here?
It does seem to imply it, as she is the bride and the wedding is a mere day away.
Oh.
Hmm.
Could I retroactively change what my character's doing then?
Sure, why not?
I wish to seek an audience with the lady.
Okay. For that, you'll probably need to go inside and possibly talk to her father, which means you'll also be heading to the Great Hall, which is E. Okay. Thanatos, you fly around outside, taking in the sights, but more specifically looking for defenses, trying to evaluate this keep's defenses. You can tell that this keep in its day was a impressive defensive structure. However, a lot of the outer walls have been broken down. The gate passage to the entrance of the keep over at G has been destroyed and has not yet been replaced. There's the keep towers H and K all have substantial structural problems with them.
They're leaning, or they're
there's
broken.
Stones missing. Now they're still good enough to be in use, as evidenced by the fact that music is spewing out of Tower H. But they're by no means in good shape to handle a good siege. This is not an area you would actually want to use to defend yourself now. It's simply not in fighting shape.
Okay. I'm gonna gather my saddlebags. The towers are open, yeah?
Yeah, the towers are open.
I gather my saddlebags and sling them over my shoulder along with my backpack. And I pat Nox and whisper to his ear, "Keep your ears open. Go hunt." And I'm gonna stand up on my saddle after loosening my restraints and jump off the back.
Okay, where are you trying to land?
Okay.
Okay, make a dexterity check.
$15.
Alright, you leap off of Nox, trying to land inside the Tower K. You sort of manage to land on the top of the keep. You kind of have to roll to handle the momentum, but you do survive fine. You handle it fine.
Oh, I'm
and there's no one
still
around
300
to-
feet up. I'm just aiming for that tower.
Oh, okay. Apologies, I didn't understand.
I'll have him dive if that helps, but still 300 feet
okay.
up.
No, I gotcha. Okay, yeah, so no check necessary then, my apologies.
Okay. Yeah, and then about 30 meters away from the top of the tower, before I hit the ground, basically, I'll cast Featherfall.
Yeah, that'll work just fine. You basically paradrop right onto the top of K.
I facepalm as we're walking inside, seeing this happen.
All of you guys are
I doubt
welcome.
anybody saw it.
That's one way to
You were
enter a tower.
300 feet in the air.
What time of day is it?
On a giant bat.
In the middle of the day.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the day.
Is it the oh well.
Mid-afternoon.
Flying.
It's not
So we
exactly
look up and
stealthy.
see you drop into the tower.
Yeah, okay.
I
I just,
mutter
like,
under my breath. I mutter under my breath too to play a bad game, and at this point I'm gonna unfurl my wings from underneath my cloaks and just let them be out.
Okay.
Check
Alright.
who that is.
Straighten my clothes and ready my cloak and prepare to head downstairs.
Okay.
How high is the actual keep?
So at its base point, the keep is. Un momento. At its base, the keep is 50 feet high. At the two towers, it's another 30 feet.
Okay.
So he's basically landing 80 feet up total.
Yeah.
Well, one was sort of jaw drops watching this figure like
Hurdle towards the
paradrop
ground.
into the tower, and
Yeah,
then sort
you
of.
guys wouldn't have a word for it. It's just a paradrop in.
There's no medieval word for paradropping into a tower.
Halo shock trooper just.
And then
I just got
as
the
as I guess as is in canon is walking along like nearby, I imagine.
All three
Yeah.
of us are generally walking together.
Oh, as
I would
as
assume.
he unfurls his wings, Vonwa sort of startles and turns towards them and starts walking backwards and accidentally trips and falls over.
Remind me, what's the trigger for your change?
The most common trigger is when endangered.
Okay.
But it can happen randomly sometimes as well.
All right.
Suzaku's Gias.
It just depends on whenever. it depends on Kuzunar herself, basically.
Gotcha.
I'm just pulling my wings out.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
So Vanwa sort of startles at that and then starts walking backwards a little bit and then falls over for a moment before
There's
getting
a
back
lot
up.
There's a lot of movement around you guys, by the way. I may not have been super clear on this, but this is an active wedding construction site. Everyone's getting here. And since the keep is a bit out of the normal way, it's not exactly in a regular town, a lot of the other guests are also arriving a bit early. So you guys have a full day until the wedding, but there's plenty of guests who have already arrived and are starting to begin the revelry a bit early, maybe. You see some dwarves over on the side are drinking. There appear to be a couple of gnomes and stuff like that mixing with other humans who are talking. While all this is happening, there are still tons of laborers and workers setting everything up. And of course, there continues to be this monotonous, loud music coming from the towers.
If you don't mind me asking, what is,
No.
not to interrupt you, what is the general crowd reaction to him Halo dropping?
A bit shocked. In general, they sort of see this guy just like dive bomb straight down. A lot of the laborers nearby stop and drop what they're doing, and sort of just look up there. Once he readies himself and gets his feet on the keep, a lot of them are like looking and pointing over there, and you hear some muttering.
Facepalm is acceptable.
Facepalm is completely acceptable, if not expected.
How well do I know the lady?
Not well at all. You know of her, but she's not, like, even by rumor, you don't know much about her. She has been living pretty under wraps. The other two important political figures, Sagus, her father, and Wyan, the groom, they are well known. You'll have heard of them, and if you want to know just how much about them, we can make checks on that stuff, that kind of stuff. But she's been pretty quiet. Not much is known about her. They say that she's beautiful, and they say that she is kind, but not all that much is actually known about her.
Who commissioned me
Anything
to make
specific?
this gift?
Her father, Sagus.
What Alvin said? Okay. Thank you for the info.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Scrolling. Un momento. Okay. Oh, right. The three of you. Okay. The three of you who are looking for the hosts of this, you enter the keep proper. You head through G. As you do, you pass through a broken down gate that's been sort of cleaned up and pushed out of the way. This gate at G, where the orcs broke through when they finally took the keep. This is the point at which they took it, that entrance gate G. The gate that was there was this solid iron gate that you can see has been bent and broken. It's already years in the past since this happened. This is already ages ago, but it hasn't been replaced. That gate is still broken and off to the side. Consequently, you can just move straight into the courtyard at N. In the top left corner of the courtyard, or the the northwest corner of the courtyard, there's a large well. Many people seem to be like sort of decorating it with different flowers. It's a bit of an ornamental well. It's large, almost 5 feet in diameter, and you can see that like it clearly was a very important well at one point, but it doesn't look like they're actively using it now. It's more just ornamental. The rest of the courtyard seems to be mostly clean, and it looks like they're clearing this area for various and sundry activities for the wedding. Okay. After you head into the courtyard, you turn left as you were instructed by the guards, and you enter the Great Hall itself. This is where the wedding is going to be taking place. Even for the powerful, wealthy characters, the money Sagus has sunk into Moonshadow Keep in this area is particularly impressive. You step through the doors, and torches in gold-plated sconces light the chamber. The floor, which was probably bare or at best solid stone, has been replaced with a mosaic of lapis lazuli and pink marble that form the visage of Sagus's departed wife Hepia. Along the north wall is a mosaic of the Mace Rock crest made from... Oh, hold on. No. Oh, no.
This is
No.
worth like 1,000,000 times more than all the money I've gotten from sumo.
This is insane. This is the richest of the rich are opening their mouth in awe at the sheer amount of money that's been put in here. Not only is he renovating an area that would take a ton to renovate in the first place, he's renovating it and making it grander than the grandest room you've ever seen. The north wall has a mosaic of the Mace Rock crest made from thousands of small obsidian and mother of pearl tiles. A giant hearth dominates the western wall. You enter through two large wooden doors on the south wall, which is two large walls on the east wall. Sorry, on the east wall, and two massive red tables with matching red chairs occupy the center of the room. The tables are made from enameled lava, brought to the keep at great expense by Sagas.
Thanatos is impressed.
Thanatos is going to be approaching from the keep, so you're going to sort of come in from a bit of an unconventional angle, but you're going to get hit full on in the face by this mosaic of the crest made out of obsidian and mother of pearl.
I lived in the Midnight Palace, and this is some shit.
Yeah. While you are here, you as you enter, you see that there's a lot of hustle and bustle as many various important figures move around. The servants here are not the simple laborers you saw outside. These are all clad in black velvet. And adjacent to Sagas himself, who you'll notice in a second, are three musicians who are constantly accompanying the revel of sun and stars that's constantly playing from that keep. Their skill must be on a significant level because they're keeping time and pace with the songs that they can only barely hear over the clamor of the festival preparations happening inside. Most importantly, though, as you enter, you see three figures greeting every guest. One of them appears to be a fairly shrewd-looking old man with a white goatee and mustache. He is wearing, of course, the black crest of the Mace Rocks. You identify him easily as Sagas by his excessive finery. He is smiling semi-benignly at everyone who enters. Next to him, on his left-hand side, is a youngish-looking half-elf. He's male, and he appears to be in his probably young 40s, old 30s, young 40s. He has pale golden hair, and he is decked out in fine silver leaf finery. You see the three leaves on the green background emblazoned on his chest. This one clearly is Wyan, the groom. And finally, on Sagas's right hand, is a beautiful human girl. Has fine red hair braided into three braids down her back, where it runs almost to her waist. She is clad in black satin and has the crest of the Mace Rocks right above her bosom. All three of them are greeting guests constantly as they come in with excessive gestures of kindness and happiness at seeing them. As they see the three of you, they similarly greet you very happily, warmly greet you to Moonshadow Keep. Which one of you would like to approach first?
Oh, I throw up the two-finger salute and keep walking past them.
They sort of smile and just move on to other guests. It's very busy here. They don't have time to really force you to engage with them if you don't want to.
You got a job I've showed up here to do.
Understood. Alright, that's Honda. Vanwa.
He'll walk up and looking a little out of place with such a crowded area and with all this extravagant stuff going on. She'll say hello and shake Sagas's hand.
he'll grasp her hand a little more firmly, perhaps, than is necessary, and grab it and say, "Ah, you're the cleric. Well, welcome to my humble abode." Wyan to his left is going to sort of be really excited at seeing you and say, "Oh, wonderful! We've heard such great things about you, Vanwa. It is our absolute honor," and he'll give you a short bow here, "to have you officiate our ceremony. It shall bring a great light to the realm."
Von Ra will give the groom a sort of curtsy, and then say it is wonderful to be part of such an amazing event.
As you sort of say that, you look around again, and the extravagance of the event sort of reasserts itself to you, and like you kind of what I mean to say here is you kind of realize there's a certain level of disparity between the groom's garments and Sagus's own and the rest of it. There's a tremendous amount of money going in here, and very little of it is going to showing off any Silver Moony stuff. Sadly, it kind of appears that the Silverleafs, Wyan Silverleaf is the groom, he's the scion of Silvermoon, there's a lot less money coming from them. What Sagus is bringing to the table is a lot more money. And that contrast sort of shows itself. The crest of Mace Rock is everywhere. The crest of Silvery Moon is on Wyan, and that's kind of about it.
If you don't mind me asking, just would we assume here that Ice went or Vanwa went in front of me?
No, actually, I assumed you went in first.
Yeah, you just did like the salute and then passed by.
Well, I totally thought we were just talking about the three like entertainers in the beginning that are basically ushering everybody in.
Oh, that's my fault.
I just did that to them. My whole goal is to get to Sagas.
Oh, okay. So then
no, you just passed Sagas. That was your accident.
That was Sagas?
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
But we'll rewind it. You'll be after Vanwa. Sorry, that's on me.
Yeah, that's a better idea.
Yeah, because I was a little bit surprised because that's what I told you were going for, but that's okay.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
It's okay. That's just on me not describing things properly. That's cool.
You're fine.
Okay. Rosa, the female, the bride, she is sort of going to smile at you, and you can see like little dimples in her cheeks as she smiles. Her youth is showing. She's human and she's young. She's probably 16, maybe 18, maybe.
Oh wow!
Romeo and Juliet type
Not
shit.
as bad as Disney.
Oh, this is creepy.
She's young, and she'll smile at you, and she'll say in a quiet whisper, "Thank you so much. It truly is a blessing on the realm and us that we could have someone like you join us in ceremony. Wyan and I are so excited. Thank you."
Vanwa will curtsy to her as well and say that it's a great honor to be here.
She'll smile again and sort of curtsy back. She seems a little hesitant, a little bit scared, but excited. And her dress is to die for. She has the Mace Rock everything on her. You see... Ooh! What's your passive perception?
My passive perception?
Mm-hmm.
My passive perception is 19.
Okay, yeah, definitely. You notice around her neck, in addition to all the other finery, she has rings galore and bracelets galore. She's got the cash, she's got the money. You see around her neck a very interesting necklace. You can tell based off of certain scratches on it that it's not in pristine condition. It's old. It's probably an heirloom of some sort. 5 black pearls, with the center one having the Mace Rock crest emblazoned upon it in gold filigree on her neck. This is probably a very old necklace. It's probably a family heirloom. It's been with them for generations. Of all the things on her, that's probably the most expensive. In fact, one might even say priceless.
Is it magical?
Not
Would I
that
be
you
able
can
to sense
detect.
that? Okay.
If you have detect magic on you, you might be able to, but just by default, no.
Okay. And there doesn't seem to be any sort of presence or aura emanating from it, holy or otherwise, that I would. Okay.
Correct and no.
All right.
Is that what you're asking? Yeah. You go.
Yeah, that was what I was asking. Then I take note of it, and after greeting them, telling them it's an honor to be here, I will continue on inside.
Okay. You sort of enter the rest of the entrance, the rest of the Great Hall, and you can mingle among the other guests. Now, if you wish, you also notice that there is a door to the north, a wooden door to the north, that based off of the stylings of the door, you gather is probably the entrance to the temple. Looks like that F section up there is the temple.
The temple of?
So looking at the, you'll have to go in. Sorry, you can't tell from the outside. Sorry.
Okay. Then I will go into, I will look around, and if nothing like important that I need to go and do catches my eye, I will go to the temple first.
Okay. Right. Oh. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Got it. Okay. Honda. You enter the Great Hall.
I walk in and
And don't wave at them.
Yeah, that would suck. Okay, I walk in and I say hello to. How tall is Sagus, if you don't mind me asking? Or how tall does he seem to be?
5'11", a bit above average, but not by much.
5'11".
In the Forgotten Realms, humans aren't as tall as they are in planet Earth. Okay?
What do you mean?
Height. Oh, okay. I thought you were making fun of 5'11" as an above average height.
No, 5'11" is like 5'9" is average in my home country.
Okay, so 5'11's a little above average. See?
No, I wasn't making fun of that. It just Honda is 2'5".
Yeah, you're a bit.
I'm 6'2". What?
Oh, who's
6'5"? What?
No, that's Arthur. Arthur something. Alvin.
Oh, Alvin. Oh. I'm still learning the characters. Come on.
I would like to bow low enough to where I'm lower than him, but not by a ton.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, I would like to ask if there's anything he needs me to do, and if any trouble has arisen in the time before me getting here.
Ooh, perfect. 1 sec. Scroll. Memento. Here we go. Okay. 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 Sagus is going to greet you. He's going to give you a firm nod, and he's going to say, yes, Honda, I brought you in for security, I believe, yes? He's going to look you up and down briefly and say, yes, you'll do quite nicely. Listen, I'd like your expertise just examining the guards' rotation. You can meet with them over by the Barbican. You'll find the guard captain. Here, you'll find the guard captain Bantar over there. He's a high elf of some renown in this area. Speak to him about the guards and make sure that everything's going off well. I'm a little worried that with so many people coming in and so much of my riches on display here, that there might be some less than noble individuals who might do something wrong. I'd like to make sure none of my valuables get taken.
Okay.
And
I would also
nothing
like to
happens.
ask him where I would stay at over the night.
Oh, hold on. He says he has residences set aside for any guests who don't have anywhere else to stay in the keep itself in K. He doesn't say K, but that's the direction he leads you to.
Okay.
Oh, which is the keep, the tower.
Yeah.
Huh. What? No. I screwed up somewhere. Oh, okay, I screwed up. Sorry. So sorry about this. K actually isn't another tower. J and H are the towers. K is an adjacent chamber to the Great Hall that's set up as a temporary residential area for anyone who needs. It sort of has basic barracks-like quarters.
Okay.
There's fairly large residential suites on each floor of 4 floors. There's a spiral staircase to provide access. 4 floors, barracks-like quarters there. So he says you'll be more than welcome to stay there. And you don't need to worry about it being beneath you. He says it's fitted out to fit minor nobles. It's well done. You'll see that there's like queen-size 4-poster beds. It might be a little bit cramped, but it's done in a way that people don't have to feel like they should be ashamed to stay there.
People in medieval times used to sleep in the same bed. They just
Right.
they had bolsters they'd set up in between each other.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd on all that stuff. Okay, well, then I would like to thank him for his time and walk out. After looking at the groom and bride and nodding in their direction as well.
The groom is going to grasp your hand fiercely, and he's going to say, "My father-in-law may have exaggerated the situation. I am sure that no one here is going to do anything uncouth or untoward." And Sagas is sort of going to look at him, and he's going to say, "My son, as you will soon learn as your father, I will be in command of certain things, and I think the keep's security is one of those." And you could sort of detect a little bit of tension there. That being said, there's not much conflict that goes on. You're sort of waved out afterwards to go see Bantor, the High Elf Guard captain, out at the Barbican.
Actually, before I go there, I would like to wander around in the courtyard itself and just watch the guards' movements.
Excellent. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, let's just do that now, actually. You'll go outside. You'll wait around for... How long do you want to wait around?
I'd like to say 15 to 20 minutes of new attendees coming in.
Okay. Make a perception check and an insight check for me.
Okay.
By the way, if anyone's finding this whole setup stuff exaggerated and frustrating, please let me know and I can try and cut stuff. I wanted to try and do the full experience as much as possible, but I understand if it's grating to go through all of this prerequisite stuff.
Good lord.
Alright, understood.
I'm going to approach Willand.
I'm not sure. Who do you mean?
Wyland? We're calling him Wyland?
It's no A and D. Sorry, it's just W-Y-A-N. Y-N.
Wyan.
Okay.
W-Y-N. W-Y-N. So I approach Wyan, and I'm going to extend my hand to shake his. Oh, before that, I'm gonna open up the lower section of my visor. I'm gonna articulate it down as far as I can so it's not in the way, and remove my helmet, and place it in a leather thong intended for this purpose on my belt. and approach Wyan and extend my hand to shake his, and look into his eyes.
Okay. This this is the groom, right?
Yes.
Okay. You'll approach him. Your black armor.
Wyan. Midnight blue.
Midnight blue armor.
Black silk. Yes, I have midnight blue armor and black silk.
Nice.
I'd call it a almost like an arming coat, but not quite.
Wyan is going to give you a wide grin and sort of clasp your hand in his, and then his other hand's going to sort of put on your elbow and like a very embracing handshake. And he says, "For Thanatos, I am given to understand that you are a guest of some honor, and it is my absolute pleasure and my wife's, or soon-to-be wife," he smiles shyly to Rosa, "pleasure to have you here, and we look forward to your toast on our wedding night."
I believe we have went before, Wyan. You need not be so formal. Or perhaps I am incorrect. My memory is foggy.
It was the other way around. Sagas is the one who invited you.
I've met Sagas before, but not Wyan.
Right. Sagas is the one who invited you.
But Sagas is less of a, Wyan's less of a close-in.
Sagas is the really rich guy. Wyan is the politically important prince of Silvery Moon, but it seems he has a lot less money than Sagas, who has insane amounts of money.
I still think we might have met before. I don't know how long we've been here. But, yeah, I'll... where were we? Yes, all my honor. It is such a wonderful place, and a wonderful wedding. Beautiful wife you have. I'm glad to speak on. I don't know how long we've been here, but yeah. I'll. Where were we?
He gives a courageous almost smile and nod, and sort of passes you on, not in a forceful way, but in like a polite way, to who he assumes you are here to ask to speak to, which is his father-in-law. Yeah, his soon-to-be father-in-law. Sagas sort of strokes his goatee and gives you a raucous smile. And he says, "Thanatos, my old eyes are glad to see you." And he grasps your hand. And whatever history there is between you and he, it was important to him that you attend. And he is almost jovial over the fact that you're here.
It's quite the place to be. Well, I wouldn't be as worried about security if I were you.
Well, you know me. There's a lot of money going on here. I gotta make sure everything's safe.
Not even a madman would attack this place, let alone attempt to steal from it. Now, I do believe someone is attempting to steal your daughter away. That is the crux of the situation.
Well, I suppose she must be given away at some point. Rosa here has been nothing but a wonderful daughter to me, and I suppose it's time for her to be a wonderful wife to someone else. And who better than Wyan of the other city?
Well, I have a few arrangements to oversee. Thank you for your invitation. It is so great to see you again, my friend.
My pleasure.
I wander off towards the quarters.
Okay. Right. Quarters are down by K, so you'll sort of wander off that way.
You need me to place a just keep track?
It's useful. We're gonna need the tokens for actual combat, which is not immediate, but will be.
Do you have the bigger bat somewhere?
I'll try and find it. Give me 1 sec. Sorry, I gotta fix something. Give me 1 second. Sorry, just give me one.
Meanwhile, I fan myself with my left wing.
While
the DM sorts out his stuff.
What race are you playing?
I am
You're not a Kinku.
Dragonborn.
You're Dragonborn?
I have draconic bloodline to the point where I have wings.
Oh yeah, you're Dragonborn double. That's fucking
yeah,
tense.
I know, right? I'm a black dragonborn with bronze ancestry. It doesn't make any sense.
Be right back.
Great.
So you're pretty much a dragon.
I am like dragon twice over.
Half dragon. He's half dragon. You can't even play half dragon.
I am a half dragon. Yes, I'm basically half dragon because I'm like probably like half to a third humanoid, and then somewhere back down the line there was a bronze and black.
So to compare, Dragonborn are like Native Americans, right? Every white person says they're Native American, right? So that would be the kind of analogy to make. Kelnoa looks like a fucking chief. He's got the headdress and everything.
I mean, Maverick looks like chief.
Yeah. He might even his face may even be like elongated or something, you know.
I'm pretty dragon-like.
He may have trouble with certain words, and the words coming out of his mouth may not match the way he's
speaking. My mutters
speaking.
are a little bit more coherent than my speech.
Yes.
Hence why I muttered under my breath earlier. Because I'm not trying to amp it up.
Apologies about that. I need to fix something.
Okay, we entertained ourselves in the interim.
Alright, yeah, I appreciate that. And
I don't have
sorry
a character
I wasn't
sheet
more
in
ready.
this roll 20.
But by the way, it's
Oh, you
so
don't?
screwed up that I'm a black dragonborn with bronze wings. I would like to point out.
Seems like you have a hell of a bloodline that I would want to know
It's a
about.
ridiculous bloodline. Somewhere, I made the joke last time that somewhere down the line, a bronze fucked a black dragon, and somehow it trickled down to a couple of us dragonborn somewhere. And that shouldn't even happen. Like, bronze and black dragons don't get along, as far as I'm concerned.
It was a rape.
Yeah, that might be a possibility.
Like, it's not,
though I doubt it.
It's not the biggest stretch. It's not like saying
Dragon rape? Oh Jesus! Stop.
Brass dragons are like.
It's not like saying a white and a gold. Like that's a stretch.
That would be a major stretch. That'd be weird.
That's a major stretch. This is
That'd
a
be
little bit
ridiculous.
more.
Yeah, rape would probably. The problem with that is it'd have to be the other way around, which doesn't make much sense at all. Because it'd have to be a brass doing.
So
black,
the adventure we're on.
Because the black would kill the brass would kill itself before. Anyway,
I don't.
That's some shit.
It's bronze, not brass. But
so as
brass.
much as we like talking about dragon
bronze. No, bronze.
So
let's try and fast forward this a little bit because I'm realizing how late it's going to get, and I want to get at least 2 combat encounters in. Let's fast forward a little bit. So we just went. So we did Honda. Right, Honda, we're doing yours. You go outside, you stand at attention, and you watch the guard rotation, and you realize there's approximately 40 guards total on the outside, with another 20 on the inside. The 40 on the outside move in a sort of rotation around, focused mostly around the this place. The name. Oni, what's it called?
Oh, the which building? Ping it again.
I always forget. The Barbican.
The Barbican.
Remember that. Okay. Sorry, 30. 30 guards at the Barbican with another 10, another 10 coming from the barracks over at I. It seems there's another 10 guards who sort of move on rotation on the inside. So you sort of have this 30 on the outside, 10 on the inside kind of thing. Got it?
Yeah, can I roll an, let me look at it. Can I roll an investigation check to see if there's anything weird with the timing and or placement of the guards?
So that was what your insight check was gonna be for. That being said, you're actually right, it should be investigation, so go for it.
Good, because that'll change the roll. Or not.
No, that's still good. 10 is, for like a moderate success, 10 is expected. 15 is good, 20 is if it's really hard, 25 is nearly impossible, and 30 is theoretically impossible.
Theoretically, he says.
Exactly. Things change at different levels, but whatever. Okay. Let's see. Okay.
I mean, if I crit, I could get over a 30 on a charisma save.
Don't forget your plus
sorry,
5
shoot,
from the
I
paladin.
was looking at the wrong thing. Okay. My apologies. Slight correction, which is actually good because your investigation check is actually going to kick in pretty handy here. You see 20 total guards on rotation. There seem to be a sort of, the Barbican houses most of the guards, while there's another 10 bunk beds on the barracks that are coming in useful. Here's the thing, though. You realize there's 20 guards moving around. They seem well trained and like they know what they're doing, but you look around at the keep and you realize that for this keep to be properly defended, there should be at least twice that many, and that's for a light defense of this keep. Now, you know this is just for a wedding, this is not a military encampment, but if it was a military encampment, you'd expect at least 150 soldiers here. This place is not sufficiently defended. If there is any sort of actual military activity that happens here, a lot of people are going to die. Now, to be fair, you haven't really been brought in to defend against a military activity. No one expects, no one has any reason to expect, including your guys' characters at this point, no one has any reason to expect that there will be any sort of army marching on here. It's a wedding. Who's trying to get in the way of the wedding? Especially when the only nearby forces are the two people most interested, are the two communities most interested in this wedding going through without a hitch.
Could I roll a history check to hear about any recent and/or in the past political issues with any of the guests that are showing up that are major guests?
You're not going to be able to do that just with a simple check, unfortunately. You're gonna have to be able to gain some information. I know, Ice. You're gonna have to gain some information from Sagus. That being said, we could fast forward that a little bit. You go back to Sagus, you talk to him, he says, I'll get you a guest list, I guess, and he hands you sort of a book with all the people who are invited or who might come, and it's thousands of names. This is the biggest event that has happened biggest social event that has happened in the past 20 years, probably, in this entire area. It's huge. Oh, thank you. So the number of people who could theoretically attend is through the roof. You realize there's way too many names for you to go through to even begin to have an idea if anyone coming is going to be problematic. Best you can hope for is to prepare the guards best you can to handle whatever sort of difficulties you think might happen. And that's where you have to kick in. This is your first real challenge. You tell me what you want to prepare the guards for, and how you would do it. You have 20 guards to do what you will. Take some time to figure out where you want them to go and when, what their rotation is going to be like, and we'll put that into place. You're in charge of the guards.
If you'd like advice, I'm here for you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you stated I also had 10 inside of the barracks?
So it's actually 20 total. I apologize. I was reading the wrong thing. I was looking at the number of beds available. There's more beds than there are guards. There's actually 40
So it's going to be 10
available.
on, 10 off.
So it's up to you how you want to run the guards. You can choose that if you're gonna run at maximum efficiency, just in terms of physical capabilities, you can't have them on for really more than 12 hours at a time each. That being said, maybe you want them all offline until the wedding and then online on the wedding, or something else. Your call here. You know that you have from today until after the wedding. So you have today it's mid-afternoon, right? So you have 2 full days basically, or a day and a half basically, of time that you're in charge of the guards, and you have to keep things going safely. You know you've been brought in to prevent thefts from happening and to prevent the wedding from being messed up in any way. It's up to you what you want to do with the guards. You can either have them do shifts, have them all be on at one point, have them do something else. Where do you want them? That kind of thing. You're in charge, and you are more than welcome to ask anyone else for help.
Could I get like 5 minutes to decide while you go through
Take your
other
time.
people's stuff?
Take your time. I'm going to go through everyone else's stuff while you go through that. Take your time.
If you want advice, Dragon's I can help you out.
I'll be fine.
I
Thank you, though.
encourage you to help ask other people for help. Like, it's a great idea to bring in other advisors.
I've studied actual sages. If you need help, let me know.
Meanwhile, while
This
we're
would be-
planning through that, I'm going to move on to Gilligan. Oh,
Oni, have
Gilligan!
you already done your turn?
Most of it. I could help you out.
User was moved out of your channel.
We'll be back.
User
Yep,
left
go
your
for it.
channel.
Okay. I'm trying to move us a little bit forward so we're getting to the actual meat of the stuff here. Gilligan, you've been brought in because you are the person making a gift for the bride, I believe, yes?
Correct.
Okay, you come into the entrance hall. What would you like to do?
I wish to go up to Sagus, Rosa, and how did we agree on the pronunciation?
Wyan.
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 I go before them and I bow.
Your bow sort of shakes the room just because of your height. Not quite, but it's your movement through the room is noteworthy, and people look at you.
It's not often I come out of the forests. I'm honored that you have chosen me to make a gift for your, I look at Rosa, quite beautiful daughter.
She looks at you with very wide eyes. There's a little bit of fear there, but a little bit of wonder, but a lot more wonder involved. And Sagus says, well, a adventure of your reputation, just the giving of a gift alone is grand for us. The quality of the gift almost doesn't matter. Wyan quickly pops up and says, but of course we have no doubt the gift will be of quality.
Yes, the gift. I reach into my bag and pull out a, let me quote myself exactly, a 2-foot wooden sculpture of Rosa herself looking up into the sky on a unicorn surrounded by vines and in front of a big beautiful oak tree.
Ooh. You know what? I was going to make you roll, but that's good. Okay,
That's so
you bring out this carving, and Sagus has spared no expense. I've already described in detail and at length just how much money and how grand everything here is, especially in the entrance hall. The whole place is decked out to the full. That being said, it's decked out to the full with stonework, with gold, with jewels and gems, with finery, silks, and satin. You bring something new. You pull out from behind you a carving made out of wood, a natural thing. And it has a bit of a clash with the finery and the grandiosity of the room, but an elegance as well. And as you present it, there's like an audible gasp as the people around you sort of admire it. It's very, very nice. And I'm not saying that it's very, very nice as in something passable. It's surprisingly nice. They didn't expect something quite so, well, beautiful. And Rosa, you see her sort of like tear up a little bit, and she says, kind sir, this gift means more to us than you could possibly know. It shall be on the mantelpiece of our home, where our children shall play and look upon it and say, this was given to us by Gilligan, the adventurer.
I am honored by your words, Rosa.
Wyan looks over at his bride-to-be, and like you see an interesting look pass across his eyes. Sort of thinking to himself, maybe I'm marrying more than just a name. Maybe there's a person underneath it all.
I am glad to be among the people. Too used to dealing with the wildlands. Not used to the customs anymore. Is there anything I can do for you, sir, while I'm here?
Only, Sagus sort of hands the gift back to you, says, only present it during the wedding. Only this, present it during the wedding. This gift deserves more than simply to be accepted in the quiet before the wedding. This deserves its own acceptance. Please, after the before the bride and groom have been officially made as one, present it to them. Perhaps after your compatriots toast, present this gift to them.
I will do as you ask.
Thank you. He sort of nudges Y and he says, and that's how you turn a gift into a spectacle. Take notes.
I have a simple to me, but I have a request if you so would like to hear it. I wish to bless the bride in terms of my religion.
That's gonna have to be a persuasion check.
Plus 10, baby, here I come.
Because the thing is, they have their own religions, and they're already stepping a little bit far by allowing
26?
others. Yep, that'll do it.
Go away. I don't hear your bullshit.
There's a moment of disconcern, but it's brushed off. The guest that they have here is too honored to push away. And Wyan sort of says, of course, we'd be honored to have your blessing in the name of whichever god you choose. Just
thank you.
Don't do it in Graz's name. That wouldn't be cool.
Graz is not my god, he is my lord.
I
guess
Mentor is my god.
Not in Lolth's name, how's that?
Yeah, that would be bad. Holy shit! She might show up.
Or Asmodeus.
Thou shalt not take Lolth's name in vain!
What about Asmodeus? Don't forget
Asmodeus is the kind of person to have you have a heart attack. He's not gonna show up and beat people to death. Lolth is gonna show up and beat people to death.
I bow and offer a hand to Rose and say, will you walk to me outside?
Says, of course, but would you not prefer the temple? It is a sacred place.
Sacred to you? I live among nature. Malachi is the goddess of nature. The Lady of the Forest is her common name. I will bless you among her domain.
Of course. Father, may I? And he says, of course. You go with him. He sort of picks herself up, and she accompanies you. You go outside. After you pass by the Barbican, where the guards who are waiting there are a little surprised to see the bride out and about. But when they see who she's with, they just are like, "Oh, okay, fine. Something's going on here. That's okay." And you head out of the keep entirely. You head a little bit farther down the path, past the hovels that a lot of the laborers are living in, and you find a quiet glade.
Which way is the sun facing?
Something like that. So, direction that you left from the keep, the sun is facing to your right-hand side.
Okay. I wish to place her with her back facing the sun and towards me. And I will take out... what's the name of it? It's like a thing that goes on your head. It's made out of leaves.
A wreath?
A wreath.
W-R-E-A-T-H.
Yeah, I take out a wreath and say to Rosa, may you please put this on?
She takes it in her small hands and places it upon her head. It contrasts nicely with her red hair.
I play, let me quote this correctly. The Song of Eternal Love. Ceremonial song, usually played during wedding.
Alright. Tone sort of moves through the glade. You still hear the revelry of the sun and stars from the keep. It's loud and can be heard from a mile out, and it's constantly going, but your song sort of moves underneath it and is able to be heard by you and her.
After the song is done, I wish to bow before Rosa and say to her, if anything comes and you need someone, please do not fear to ask me, Rose. Za? Now please, I offer her my hand. Let me take you back to the keep. Let's not have anything.
Sorry.
Let's not have anything happen to you before your great day.
She gives you a radiant smile, and for a girl who was living in her father's shadow in the quiet of a keep, of a family home for years, all this is very new to her, and it feels grand to her. You kind of are able to surmise that she's been thinking about stuff like this for her 16, 18 years of her life, and this is wonderful for her. She loves this. She's eating it up. So as you head back, she's like happy.
Good. Can't wait to be backstabbed. I mean, what?
Moving right along.
Hold on, I
Vanwa.
will. Hold on. I will spend the rest of this day and tomorrow keeping a close eye on Rosa and making sure she is safe. Ready to be backstabbed. Oh wait, did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did, like 3 times now. I will remind you. No, I won't. Never mind. Vanwa. We left off just as you were you finished your conversation with the 3 VIPs, and you headed towards the shrine, not the shrine, the
temple.
Temple, thank you.
What letter is that?
That is F. It's the one just right over here. Okay. Okay.
And nothing else caught my eye along the way going to the temple.
There's a number of guests who are here, some who might be important, but nothing that's going to matter right now. So no.
Okay. Then yeah, I just go to the temple.
Yeah. So which god did you say you were a follower of?
The Hanin Moonbow. I think that's how you pronounce it.
The Hanin, yeah. Hanin Moonbow. That's an elven deity.
Correct.
Okay. Alright, Okay. So you enter the temple. You look around the temple. Hold on.
She is the goddess of the moon.
It's an aspect of Saloon, who's a goddess of the moon.
Yeah.
Okay. You enter the temple, and you sort of look around. The temple is decorated in the same ostentatious manner the rest of the keep is. It was definitely a temple to a dwarven deity at one point. You can tell just based off of the sort of tough stone structure of the temple. It's built to facilitate the image of a cave. So it was definitely a dwarven god at one point. However, it's been refurbished in the same ostentatious manner as before. The walls have those gold torches on them, causing light everywhere. And where previously there were probably some dwarven statues or maybe dwarvish runes were inscribed, that's all been sort of stripped away. And now it looks like this was most recently done up to be a temple to some human god. The problem is it's hard to really figure out which human god, as even that's been sort of covered up by vines and tendrils woven all over the place. It looks like, out of respect perhaps of you or perhaps of just the other Silvery Moon elves, this has been done up in a manner for Saloon now. It's been made into a Saloon temple, a temple for the goddess of the moon and the forest. At the very center of the temple is a huge polished goblets, stainless steel goblet with a tremendous sapphire embedded in the front of the cup. Even at a look, you can tell that this is something almost priceless. You're able to evaluate that the sapphire alone is probably worth 2,000 gold pieces. There are huge stained glass windows which allow natural light to enter from the 3 exterior walls. They also, however, render the temple hard to defend, as those 3 tremendous windows will not really do anything to protect it.
Okay.
There is one person who is here, sort of in the front of the temple. You see a human female in a brown cloak. She looks up at you, and you can see that she's in much plainer clothing than anyone you've seen on the inside of the keep. She's not wearing the mace. Names today. She's not wearing the mace rock finery.
I nod towards her respectfully and then go to the at the altar myself.
All right.
We'll give a silent prayer.
Okay. You kneel down at the altar and you say a prayer to. Here we go. Okay. There we go. You kneel at the altar and you say a prayer to Sahin Moonbow. That's Sahanin Moonbow, sorry. Quick notes for later. Okay. I say a prayer to Sahanin Moonbow. The prayer feels a little unnatural in this setting. You can tell that this place has been made up to try and appear like a temple to your goddess, but at the end of the day, your goddess and her core goddess of Saloon, they are not goddesses who are normally confined to buildings. Certainly not something that was at one point built like a cave.
Right.
And so it feels a little bit unnatural. It's not horrible, but it's not the ideal prayer situation for you.
Right. I'm mostly just doing it to be respectful, try and get a feel for the place, and say a quick prayer for the procession as well. It's about to start.
Okay.
And this is a nice secluded place to do it, it looked like.
It is. One thing that is definitely true is this area is significantly quieter than the rest. True, the revelry to the sun and stars is still heard here just as loud as everywhere else. You're not getting away from that music. It is going everywhere. But
Change that.
there's a lot less noise here. There's less traffic. No one's really coming in here. This is sort of meant to be kept circumspect until the actual ceremony. That's what this area has been set aside for. It looks like all the preparations are done, so there's not going to be a lot going on here. Only people who are really interested in prayer are going to really come here. And let's face it, not many people are.
Right. If the one figure here doesn't say anything, then I'll just, after saying the prayer, there's nothing more for me to do here. So after about 5, maybe 10 minutes, I'll stand up and leave after finishing the prayer.
All right. The rest of your time will be your own, but you're basically not going to be needed per se until the wedding night itself.
There are only 2 other things that I would do.
Okay.
One is after like everybody's shown up and stuff, I would go to it'd be, would I go to Sagus or Wyland?
Sagus is the one with the money, and he's mostly in charge, but
he's
Wyan
mostly,
is the political person, depending on what
well,
you want them
I'd probably talk to both of them about it. It's I have an 8th level spell that I thought would add more of a sort of like in the center of the ceremony. It's called Holy Aura. What it does is that divine light washes out from me when I cast it, and it coalesces in a soft radiance in a 30-foot radius around you, and creatures of my choice in that radius, when I cast the spell, shed dim light, like holy radiant light in a 5-foot radius.
Oh, wow.
It's so it has other effects as well, like giving advantages on saving throws and stuff, which doesn't really matter. The important part is that it does that and would sort of bathe like the reception party and everything in sort of divine light and add a sort of radiance to the procession.
So when you broach this topic and you sort of explain this to Wyan, Sagus, and assumably Rosa will be there to hear, they are very impressed. This is magic that is normally beyond, this is magic beyond most people in the first place, and it's also magic that isn't normally seen simply because it's not so quote-unquote useful in normal situations. Topic, and you sort of explain this to Wyan, Sagus, so Rosa looks like will be there to hear. She's all for this. She's lots of this. It's her wedding day. She's all down for this. Sagus in particular, for whatever reason, he seems really down for this, and he offers to pay you to do this.
Okay.
He asks how much.
1 million gold.
There's do I already the question is Arta, do I already have the reliquary, which is the material component that allows me to cast the spell?
Assumedly yes. You would probably have that already.
Okay, then I would say that no payment is required.
He insists.
My gift to you.
He wants to throw some money around.
She looks around for a moment, a little at a loss for words, and says, how much do you believe is appropriate?
Shall we say 500 gold pieces?
500 it is.
All right. He shakes your hand and he says, I will pay you after the wedding. And he looks very pleased with himself. He's probably gonna go around bragging to his friends now how he was able to buy actual divine magic for himself, or something along those lines.
Yeah. But she obviously tried to decline it at first, but
of course. That doesn't change the story for him.
Yeah, and you didn't say how Wyland reacted.
Oh, he's also excited. They're all very excited for this. First of all, it's a spectacle the likes of which most people have never seen. Now, granted, this whole wedding is that way, but this is on a whole new level. This is a different thing. It's 8th level magic. 8th level magic is, by its nature, very rare to see. And plus, for use like this, I already went through this. So they're all very into it. Sagus is really into it because it'll be really obvious. It's going to be very noticeable as a really impressive spectacle. Rosa's into it because she's this quiet girl who's lived her whole life inside. She now wants to see this kind of stuff. This is at least what you're getting. Again, this is your perspective on it.
Correct.
And Wine's just happy because anything that enhances the wedding, especially in this very naturally beautiful way, or divinely beautiful way, I guess would be the way to put it here, he's also totally down for. They're all very into it.
Okay.
Sagus knows.
The other thing is more something I would broke with their head of security. It's something that it's a spell that I have.
Well, you kind of
probably
know
had
their head of
prepared
security.
for. Yeah, so I would go. I would.
Go speak to Honda.
And go speak to Honda.
All right. I'll allow you to speak on your own. I try and fast forward things a little bit here as it's.
We go to another channel
longer.
or.
Yeah, sure.
Drag.
What? Yes.
Need to talk.
User was moved out of your
Let's forward.
channel.
Maverick. Maverick, you still here? That is taking so long. Did we lose Cannon?
Maybe
Rip Cannon.
Somebody poke him.
Alright, I sent him a poke. In the meanwhile, moving right on to, last but certainly not least, Doll.
Yes.
You go inside and you head to the top of H. There you see a full orchestra has been set up. Tons of musicians of various different skill levels, styles have been set up. At the very center of the room is a large metal plate that you realize is used for enhancing and making the music louder. Clearly, this is intended to broadcast as far and as loudly as possible. You're brought in here, and a bunch of the musicians sort of look up and notice you and see how you're outfitted, and they sort of nod and shake their heads, and the string musicians sort of split apart to give you room.
Okay, I'll join in.
All right, you sit down and you start playing. Your music mingles with theirs seamlessly, and it flows as well. The songs you find yourself playing are really a little bit below your skill level, kind of. It's clearly expensive music, as in there's a lot of money put into it, but at the end of the day, it's fairly monotonous, droning music. Its primary positive quality is that it's loud and it's always going.
Sounds like pomp and circumstance. Sorry.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what it is. All right, you sit in, you sort of make the place your own. You are, after all, the lead musician here. That's why you were brought in, to sort of take charge of the things. You're told not to alter the music too much. It's, after all, supposed to go on constantly, so it's not, so you don't want to make it individual songs. Really, it's supposed to be constantly flowing music. But you make it your own. You enhance it. You direct it, and you improve it. And your own music capabilities are not to be questioned, so they obviously enhance it as well. Let's just get back before the last thing before the wedding is I want to get back to the guards. I got to know the rotations. Drag, you want to explain to me what's going on here?
Remember, he's upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, right. All right. I'll give him time to come back. I think Cannon probably fell asleep, which is my fault. I've been droning on and on and on. Sorry, I should have realized this was going to be a problem when we had so many people. I sort of thought this was going to be for 4 people. It's wonderful that it's for so many people. It's just I'm having trouble dealing with the sheer just numbers. Let's just go over. Okay, so for everyone who's still here, you will have had time to sort of explore the rest of the keep. During your time here. So you already know, for those of you who can see the map, which I think is everyone here, you already know that E is the Great Hall. That's where the wedding's going. Most of the wedding party is going to happen. That's the super grandiose place I've described already. The floor is marble in the shape of Sagus's dead wife. F, you know, is that temple where the wedding ceremony is actually going to take place. N, the center area, that's the courtyard. There's a large well that's been decorated highly over to the northeast, as well as a broken entrance in the front and a broken entrance in the back that go into the larger keep area. K is where you guys will be staying. That's the residences that's been set up. J and H are towers. H is the one where the music is coming from. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, peace among world.
Indeed. G is that broken down gate. We already went over that. Stairs going up. I is the barracks. Drag character Honda in particular will have already investigated this area. There are extra weapons and stuff stored there in addition to 10 more beds. There are 10 bunk beds, so 20 beds, 20 sleeping places total. But there's also spare armor and weapons here. So if any of you guys need that, you can go to I to get. That is. Oh. What is... Oh, right, the blacksmith. Forgot about that. Right? Yeah, the blacksmith. Okay, we'll get to it in a second. M is the kitchen. L is the granary. You guys could go there and meet up with people if you want. Not strictly necessary. Kitchen seems to have a full staff. There's one person in particular who does seem to be leading it. Fairly old, disagreeable old elven gnome, not elven, agreeable old gnome female. She seems to be in charge of everything. She's yelling and banging gun pots and all that stuff. L is the granary. It's a storage room. To those who are familiar with siege warfare, it's kind of filled up wrong. If you were actually preparing this place for a siege, you have the wrong stuff in L. Things in there are kind of perishable right now.
This is not a siege.
Lots of fancy things.
Right.
This is Planet Escape.
Lots of fresh food.
Right.
Are there hoardings anywhere?
Like food storage hoardings?
No, like spare wood or erectable siege engine. Or
no. Good
anything.
question, and no. There should be.
There's no cordwood?
There's not.
Right, there's not.
Okay.
Most of the trappings that a keep would have are not here.
I'm gonna go get with Honda, and we're gonna construct a letter, and we're gonna send out a couple of letters.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have those typed up for you.
All right.
It's going to sound very weird.
Mm-hmm.
But do I know where the bride and groom are staying? Like, which one is their room?
They're going to be staying on the top floor of the residential suites over here.
Could I set up camp on the roof?
Yes.
Okay, I set up camp on the roof of the keep.
Okay. It's not going to be super comfortable, but assuming you have tent and supplies, you'll be able to get a good night's sleep anyway. You're an adventurer, you use that kind of stuff.
Why do you
Well, A, I wanted to sleep outside because my character. And B, man, every time I enter the human world, shit always goes wrong.
Let's see, is it because you want to feel the ground shake when sounding them?
A, I have a height advantage, so if anything starts coming towards the keep, or over the horizon, or down the cliff, I can see. And B, I'm as close as possible to the bride and groom without being right next to them. Gives them privacy, it gives me an advantage to see anything coming towards us. This is the plan.
I'm gonna
Yet
move
again.
Canon to AFK just yet.
User was moved out of your channel.
Okay, as soon as Dragon Ice get back, I think we'll get to the wedding. And Dearson, I apologize this taking so long. I know this is the kind of stuff that you specifically didn't want in this adventure, and I'm sorry.
I don't mind it. I never said I didn't want it.
Does anybody? We're gonna call on me. I'm gonna go. Thanatos is gonna go around discreetly and ask people if they know of anyone in the region who can get here in the next day. To call upon, to bring here, to double up on guard duty, that sort of thing.
There really isn't time. It took you guys a full day to get here from the nearest location, which was.
And we've got 2 days before the wedding.
No, you have less than a day before the wedding. there were 2 days that you were responsible for guard duty because
But did
during
we
the winter.
ride here hard?
No.
We're gonna tell them to ride hard.
Okay.
The best I could do is call upon nature to help.
If you can get birds fucking watching people, that'd be great.
That's actually within my power. Arta?
Yep.
Where's the nearest woods?
Less than an hour's walk to the east, to the southeast.
I guess I should ask, are there birds by the keep? Like on the keep already?
Like there aren't really birds flying around the keep, at least not in any large quantities or anything. I guess there's a spare sparrow or something like that. There are hawks who are flying in the
cliffside.
Yeah, that
makes sense on the risers there.
Yeah,
User joined your
Okie dokie.
Okay, you guys are good.
Arta.
How many
Yeah,
hawks?
Not to, badonkadonk. I need to know how long the actual party is going to last.
It's slated to last for 12 hours. It's going to start at midnight. It's going to start at sunset. That's when it's slated to start. Sunset is the trigger. That's when it's going to start, and it's going to last until the next sunrise.
So they're getting married in the middle of the night.
They're getting married at sunset.
And then the party's gonna go on.
Okay, that's a little
Till
weird.
sunrise.
Okay, well my current
It's traditional.
plans here are for
they're being
before.
married. They're being married by a cleric of Saloon, or whatever the specific aspect of Saloon. Who's a moon goddess.
Moonbow.
Yeah, Sahanine Moonbow, who's a moon goddess. So they want the moon.
I'm surprised that the marriage wouldn't be done out in the middle of the out in the courtyard, when the moon is in full rise.
So they'll respect the time, but they still want to do it in a temple, especially given the sheer amount of money that's been put into that temple.
So I went over things shortly with Arta. I've got an error course for 120 planks of 16-foot wood, and as many people as we can round up riding hard
So
here.
it is wood.
We need wood. We don't have any. No hoardings.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's
So
nothing
is
here.
it made of wood?
Is the bridge made of wood? The bridge going into the donjon? Not the donjon.
Huh?
The gatehouse.
The dodge.
The donjon's the tallest tower.
I know. That's what got me.
What bridge?
The gatehouse. The fuck.
There's no moat or anything
Drawbridge?
like that.
No, there's not a drawbridge.
Mm-mm.
No, dragons just seem to
Okay.
think there's one.
Is it made of wood?
Is what?
The bridge.
What bridge?
Is it not a bridge?
There's no bridge.
Where?
It's
No
just
bridge.
a pathway up the hill.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's just a
sorry.
pathway. So what are the actual cliffs?
The edges.
The pathway.
over here.
The-
Over here.
You go. It's a path that leads up to a cliff, and the
Okay, so
keep
what
is built
section
at the
is
cape.
actually ground?
All right, so
ground?
you can see the map, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's just
You see the thinner black lines that sort of go from the top of the map around
Yeah.
down. Yeah, that's the cliff
cliff.
edge. Yeah.
Okay, I know. Here's the sections that is not a cliff edge.
The thicker.
Right.
I thought that was just the wall.
It is both the wall and not cliff.
Okay, so that's actual surface area connected to the rest of the land.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bum diddly.
I mean, it's got cliff face. It's got cliff on 2.2 of the.
Whoever did those green squigglies, thank you.
Yeah.
The green squigglies protect.
Duh.
How much help from nature would you reasonably want?
As much as you can get. Fuck.
How many
This whole
hawks?
time, I thought it was a cliff face with a little drawbridge reaching over, because this fort stopped thousands of orcs, and I was like, oh, then this is gonna be a.
This is still a hell of a choke point. This is still mostly cliff. You just have to guard one entrance.
Yeah.
You only have to attack one entrance.
It works both ways.
This is true.
Yeah, but you have visible wall.
There's advantages and disadvantages. Now, how many hawks are there?
Let's see. You're looking for a specific number in like right now, like looking up how many hawks do you see?
How many flying creatures are in the area that I can immediately
How far away?
speak to?
How far away?
The keep and the surrounding area of the keep.
Like, give me a distance.
I say 100 meters. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what a meter is.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm sorry. I live in
okay.
America. Too many people don't know what meters is.
It's okay.
It's about 3
If
feet.
you talk in SI units, people should know what you're talking about. Meters aren't okay. Meters are okay, but
They're about
kilometers.
3 feet.
Okay,
But,
before you ask if there's anything in the surrounding areas, is there any nobles that actually do falconry?
Like in the world, or
I mean,
with
at
you that
this
you
current,
know of.
Yeah, at this current event.
None that you're aware of. You haven't
Okay.
seen any falconers or anything like that.
Okay.
It's unlikely that even if there were nobles that do practice falconry, it's unlikely they would come with their equipment and stuff like that. Simply because it's not really the area for it. It's
Not
it's a
now.
wedding.
It's a wedding.
To answer your question though, for how many birds in 300 feet around from you, a lot, upwards of 50.
Okay, I want to cast speak with animals, and I wish to ask for each animal's help.
Okay. Speak with animals. I gotta go look up spells now, right?
Oh shit! Hold up. If you don't mind me asking, while he's looking at them spells, can you actually get animals to deliver messages?
I could if they agree to help.
Yeah, like if you wrap a thing of paper to multiple ones and send them out to any surrounding towns.
Yeah, if
I've already kind of told Arta what we want, and then we're gonna send up for. Shit, we might even be able to get militia.
Yeah, like that'll solve some problems.
Alright, so you gain the ability to communicate with animals, right? With the animals, that's fine.
Sure.
The thing is, the animals still retain their limited intelligence. You can't ask them anything complicated.
That's fine. I understand that.
You're trying to put 100 gallons through a 1-inch hole. Keep that in mind.
Hold on. I'm not asking for these birds to fight a war for me. Hold on.
What are you asking?
I'm asking for the birds. To ask the birds to keep eyes on any scary things coming this way.
You're asking something a little bit beyond their abilities. A long time watch just isn't something they're going to be able to do. They can perform small favors for you, like pick up this rock and move it over there or something like that, but you can't give them a long-term task. Anything for over an hour is already pushing it. You're saying, unless it's like a specific goal, something specific, like, I don't know, but you can't ask them to keep watch. It's simply just not going to work. You can ask them what they see on a consistent basis, and since there's going to be birds basically always around, if not exactly where you want them always around, you can always ask them later. But they're not going to be able to come. They're not going to be. They're not going to be able to be set up as an alarm system. It's just beyond their ability.
Can I ask them to scout the surrounding area for a short amount of time and then come back to me? And then I just go on to the next bird? Essentially, I machine gun scout birds.
Yeah, you can do that. Just constantly ask a new bird, look around the camp, look around the keep, look around the keep, but you're going to have to recast speak with animals every 10 minutes.
Every 10.
That's how long it's going to last.
Yeah, I know. I didn't think about spell consumption.
I mean,
Why
you
not
can
just do a
cast it
period?
as a ritual.
What would you assume the intelligence of horses would be?
I don't need to assume. I could go look it up.
I could make. I could summon a horse who's smart enough to do that.
Anyway, we need to send out letters. Get a
Mm-hmm.
few birds for us for letters.
Okay. I commune with birds to help
And
send
How are
letters.
we congregate with the party, and
How would that work, though?
we get anybody and everybody we can within a day's hard ride from here, and we know of. We're gonna send them a letter, and then
Animals have intelligence of 2. Okay.
with the authority, we
Okay, so
should
we have
ask what's his name, Sagus.
Sagus?
Sagus, if he can call up another 10 or more of his own house guards.
I'd like him to call up 20 from the actual town.
I don't. He's a lord. He's not. I don't know if he's like that big of a lord.
He's that big of a lord.
Yeah.
Tell him to
he
call
could
up the fucking
like
militia.
half of it.
Take a look around at the massive amount of will that's on
also
display here.
He's gonna ask why.
I would like to tell him that he needs more defenses in case something happens. Better to be safe than sorry.
He's gonna be
Crowd
really
control,
skeptical
in
and
case
ask
there's
you
a
what.
in case there's a panic.
I would like to remind him that due to there being multiple envoys from different like cities and factions, I would like to remind him that in case anything does go wrong, his faction and his entire household would most likely be blamed, and any factions that have something go wrong with, any of their proprietors that are actually here, they're going to blame him. Respectfully, I would remind him that.
Yeah.
I think you might want to put that through a
Why not? Let's
lens
go.
and give it a persuasion check.
That's what we're gonna do. Go for persuasion check.
It does sound like something a head of security would say.
Yeah, no. This is good.
I also
The problem is this Sagus is really not interested in the security. I'll just.
16.
What's your mod? Your mod's gonna be really important here.
0.
Oof.
Please. You should have asked the paladin. You should have asked the paladin.
He's gonna discount it. He's gonna be like, I'm not worried about that much stuff. I just need people here just in case something goes wrong. Nothing's really gonna go wrong. There's not enemies coming. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff. He's not so concerned with security. He is ostentatious to a fault. He's here to show off his money. He doesn't want to spend any money that's not going to go to showing it off. And he's really not interested in calling in more soldiers. He doesn't want them. He's going to feel like they're going to make him look worse rather than better. He wants them to be quiet and out of sight. So having more on hand is already against what he wants. And certainly spending more money and rushing more soldiers, he's really not a fan.
I also wish to ask the birds if if they've seen any orcs.
Question, is there what's his face, the groom? He is from the other town, correct?
Silver Moon. And he's a scion there. He has significant political power.
And he
has Silvery Moon is 3 days away.
3 days away, and this is a day and a half. How many days would it take on horseback?
That is on horseback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are any of them in Silver Moon? Is it a magical city?
Not largely. It has magic, just like most of the cities in Forgotten Realms do, but it's not like renowned for its sorcerers or anything like that.
Okay. Would I be able to ask him in his family? Is there any magic users? I would assume so because he is a half-elf.
He is, although that assumption is not so strictly true. That being said, you're not wrong. He does have magic users in his house, and he'll talk to you about them. Yeah. Let's just go through this. You approach, you finish your conversation with Sagus. It doesn't end the way you want it to, so you go over to Wyan and you say to Wyan, hey, listen, I'm head of security now. I wanted to talk to you about something. Do you have any magic users in the house? And he says, yeah, I have some cousins who are pretty powerful spellcasters. Nothing like
Before
most
we
of
do
the
this,
adventurers,
though,
but yeah.
could I like gesture to him just so that he notices to walk away a little bit from Sagus, or is he already away from Sagus?
You can easily draw him away from Sagus. The Great Hall
Okay, I'd
is
like to do
filled
that
with
first.
people. Yeah.
Okay, now
you pull him
continue,
off.
sorry.
No problem. You pull him off to the side. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, don't worry. Oh shoot, it really is. Okay, okay. I'll finish up soon. Yep. Okay, sorry about that. People sleeping nearby me. Be a little bit quieter. Okay. You pull him to the side, and you have this. Anyway, you have this conversation with him.
Okay, and then since he is concerned with security, I'd like to ask him if there's any reasons he's concerned with security besides of the fact that it doesn't seem like there's a lot.
No, he is not concerned with security. It was the other way around, actually. Sagus was the one who brought you in as head of security. He's the one who has the guards. He's the one who was even a little bit concerned that all of his money might get stolen. Wyan was the one who reassured you that there's nothing to worry about. He is convinced. So, just to sort of, I know there's a whole bunch of exposition dump that's happening now, and I know that sucks, but
it's fine.
Why?
I like it.
I'm glad. There's a lot of backstory here, which is really cool, and there's plenty of stuff obviously I can't even say now, but hopefully it will develop naturally. I sort of wanted to get to actual encounters earlier, and I guess I'm doing a really crappy job of getting through the drudgery in advance, but hopefully it's not too boring. Wyan is the you guys already know this, and I'm just sort of rehashing it just for how it represents now. The three people involved, Rosa, Sagus, and Wyan, right? They each have their motivations. Rosa is more just interested in getting married. She loves Wyan, she knows a lot about him, and she's interested in getting married to him. At least this is the story, at least as far as everyone knows. Sagus is really, really rich and likes to show it off. And he's pretty sure he's going to be able to get some really solid contacts out of this. So he's really pro this wedding as an event. And the fact that he loses his daughter in the thing is whatever. That's not what he's doing it for. Wyan is doing this because he is convinced that a marriage between a scion of Silvery Moon and probably the single most powerful person, or daughter of the most powerful person in Everland, the city that Sagus is from, will ease the tensions between these two cities that used to be friends. Wyan is doing this because he firmly believes that this is the politically correct move to help out a ton of people. And he thinks, possibly correctly so, that everyone's down for this. This will solve a lot of problems. It's going to ease tensions between two nations that really don't want to be fighting in the first place. And they're only fighting because of mess-ups in the past. So he doesn't think there's anything, he doesn't think anyone's going to be anti this, he doesn't think anyone's going to be in danger of this, and he thinks everyone's behind this. He's convinced that this is a fully positive venture that everyone's down for. Sagus is the one who's a little bit more pragmatic. He was the one who brought in guards. Wyan doesn't even have guards. He just has people who he has as guests. That's it.
Would I be able to...
No,
Go ahead,
Honda, fuck the nobles. There's a tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
Time to start fucking conscripting people. We're gonna go talk to the tournament participants.
All right.
And while that happens, I'm gonna send Honda that way. I'm gonna ask Honda. We may have better luck with just recruiting on our own quietly.
Keep in mind, Honda's the official head of security.
I'm helping him out. I think he
understand
asked
that,
me for help.
That's fine, but you said you're going to send him. Just be careful about that, not from me, but because if anyone has any pull with people outside of the official, if anyone has any actual pull, it's the head of security, the actual guy in charge, and that's Honda. Honda's the one in charge.
That's why I'm sending. I'm going to ask Honda to go.
Okay. I'm just saying be a little bit careful there.
Yeah, so Honda, you should go talk to... We should try outside of the nobles. you should try it with the tournament folks, and I'm gonna ask around and see if I know anybody here at the party who can help us out. I'm gonna take some of the other.
Is the tournament
groups with us.
a possible lethal tournament?
A possible one more time?
No, but we have an armory. The
Lethal.
armory is stocked.
It's intended
people
to
have
be
the capability
non-lethal.
Okay, it's intended, so there's a chance people could be dying.
I mean, as much as there's a chance someone could die in a game of tackle football.
Oh, okay. Would I be able to persuade? Hold up, before I do this, is the actual contenders in the tournaments? Is it mostly of people from around the southern city?
Actually, the contenders for the tournament are famous fighters who have been brought in from across the realm.
From all
These
across the realm.
Oh yeah, these are big boy fighters. These are the gladiators in the arena who have won bouts for a year. These are the knights who have gone on quests to perform for queens and kings and queens with their fighting prowess. You're getting famous knights here. Big stars.
Would I be able to not, I would say, convince, but possibly persuade and tell him about how it would look very well on him in his family standing if he could get his military or his captain at the actual northern city to come down and investigate some of the people at the actual tournament itself in case of possible recruits.
Fucking stop trying to talk to Wyan. That dude's fucking retarded, and so is Sagas.
It
Fuck
might
the
be
nobles.
possible
Don't work
and
with
look
them.
good.
Work behind their back.
But it might make him look good.
Good luck with that. I'll be
As-
working on something productive.
As the paladin, Evil Eye.
Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a abusive DM tactic here, and I'm going to fast forward because I want us to get to at least one combat encounter before I have to call for the night, and it's 2:30 where I am.
Oh, that's fine.
What's your guard rotation? Just let's assume nothing else you do is successful, which is a terrible thing for me, but let's assume you don't get any more soldiers. Get no more
Okay.
knights. What's your rotation?
If you currently look on map, anything that is
Mhm.
not marked with an A is
Mhm.
long shifts, so
Mhm.
12-hour shifts. Yeah, well, in my opinion, I'd say 8 instead of 12, but yeah. The other ones marked with an A are all hour-long shifts.
Okay, and your 20 guards, how are you going to rotate them with this?
Whoever's not on currently goes to a long position, and once they get off, they go to a short guard position, and then they rest, and it just keeps trading out after that. Basically, we have 20 people, and by the time the actual party comes around, everybody, all 5, basically it's in shifts of 5, at least 5, fuck me. 4 fivers. It's not
Dragons is bad with English.
Yes,
There's
I
5
don't
long
know
and-
how to speak.
It's good. There's 5 soldiers on long and 5 soldiers on short.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 10 at each point, and then you rotate them out, and a guard goes on long, then he goes on short, then he goes rest.
5 on standby who are either taking short rests or are halfway through their long rests or whatever works out there as a quarter guard to be summoned if like the alarm bell's tolled.
Gotcha, which means they're probably going to be sleeping in I then, in the barracks.
So those
itself.
5 are like in uniform, weapons already on them.
Right. Which can
Armored.
still be playing in the
by
barracks
the-
as opposed
They
to...
can be
the
sleeping in their armor
time-
if they want, but need to be ready.
By the time the actual party or the wedding is starting, every single guard will have served a 5-hour and 1 short.
I see. Okay. Right. let me
And this
crunch
is
some
leading up to
quick
the party. This completely changes once the actual party starts.
Oh, okay. I was actually
After
good.
3 hours, I'm gonna blow my whistle and make sure
Okay.
Nox is close at hand.
So give me 1 second. I just got to crunch some quick numbers before the party. Then we're about to fast forward to the wedding, so I just want to see something. Just give me. I got to roll some dice. Okay. And we are that. Nope. we're not setting that.
One
Okay.
second, I have to. Oh, never mind. Continue.
Okay, we're good. We're gonna fast forward to the wedding because not much is gonna happen. Here's the little bit of information you do get though. First, Gilligan, your birdie friends, after telling them to scout for you, your birdie friends sort of come back to you and say that all's very quiet in the neighboring areas. They found orcish corpses, but they're long dead. In the gully below the what's it called? In the gully below the
cliff.
Under the cliffs. One thing they did note is that there's a lot of there seems to be some well-fitted, like strong soldiers who are marching in from the mountains. If you remember, you guys came from south. You came
The
from
second I hear that, I rush over to Honda and tell him immediately.
Okay. There's about 20 soldiers coming in, or well-armed adventurer types, coming in from the Nether Mountains. It looks like they'll be here a couple of hours before the wedding.
I tell him that.
Okay.
Okay, so how long before the wedding are we at right now?
Let's get 6 hours before the wedding.
6 hours before the wedding, so they'll arrive in 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I tell him that I wish to
Out of
immediately-
character-wise, hashtag necromancy, but that's just me. That's a problem. Yeah, we'll just say that. So they're coming in from the Nether Mountains from the east?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you can continue, sorry, I was just...
That's quite alright. You know that these well-armed adventurer types are going to get here by then.
Did they... I also have some berries if they notice anything,
Malice?
Anything... A symbol of note. Something that's stuck out.
Would they be able to recognize? Give me a second.
What was their formation?
2 by 2. Okay. That would have been easy enough for them to know. Would they know symbols?
No.
No, more accurately, would they be able to relay symbols? That's the problem. I gotta look at the symbol. Hold on.
Or colors.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Is it just you two who know about this, or are you informing other people?
I was about to say I'll let go of form Thanatos.
Yeah, I assume you'll see the information.
I want to
They
just
can't
speak to
tell
them
you the symbol. It's too intricate for them to describe.
What colors?
Blue and gray.
I tell Honda to see if he knows of any major
Can I
symbols.
do a history check on the blue and red colors of any factions in the fucking surrounding area? I don't know how big the surrounding area would be.
You certainly can.
I would also have an interest in making sure this wedding goes by.
Oh, we could work together. What's your proficiency, or like what's your bonus?
You don't want my intelligence. My intelligence is the same as yours, buddy.
You could also just
9?
help him, which gives him +5.
Okay, I help him, +5. And a
Good
12
God.
plus 5. 12 plus
Could
5.
I, is there anything I could do to redo that?
23 is not bad.
I know, but I don't think I could help
I was looking at his.
Oh.
Looking at mine. 12 is horrible.
12 plus 5.
Well, 12 plus 5 is 17. That's not too bad. That being said, you don't know of any banners with blue and gray from surrounding neighborhoods or anything like that. That being said, the colors do sound familiar. I assume you're talking this out with the rest of your party. So I'm just gonna...
you're talking this out with us as well.
I was going to inform the party individually. I didn't want this news to
So it's just
spread
him and
to
Honda
anyone
right
unnecessary.
now. He ran straight to Honda, and they're talking about this right now.
I was going to go to Honda, Thanatos, and then the rest of the party.
Before we do anything, because I think the colors are familiar, I would like to rush to, what's his face? God damn it. No, the dude from the... grandfather or
Sagas.
father, rich
Sagas.
guy. Yes, Sagas. I would like to run to him and ask him if he
I want
knows of
to
any
stop him.
groups.
That'll work.
I want to stop
If-
him. Okay, never mind.
You can. I mean. Okay,
What's up?
we're kind of working to fast forward this a little bit, so I apologize if I'm sort of ruining certain things. Normally, yes, you would be able to try and stop him and stuff like that, but
I'll
in
just
the
go
interest of me
inform
getting
the
to
rest of the
sleep
party.
before 4 a.m., when you go to Sagas and you tell him that you found out that these colors, he's going to be kind of impressed that you found out. He's like, "Oh, those must be the Harpers." As name.
Name game.
As Alvin can tell you, thank you. As Alvin can tell you, the Harper's colors are blue and gray, and you know they're going to be coming from the mountains. So it is very likely that those are the Harpers. And now I'm gonna have to ask you guys to give me like 5, maybe 10 minutes or something like that to use the bathroom because my stomach has been murdering me. Sorry. Yeah. When I come back, I want us to be at the wedding because
only if you give me the same privilege, Arta.
You have it just same privilege. God damn it! I'll be right back.
What are the Harpers?
So battle plans.
They're the commies.
I will be right back.
They're the
I'll also
commies.
be able to hear you guys.
Wait,
Okay?
wait.
They're
Are
the
they the
commies,
commies
what?
that we must attack? Like
No. They're just they're like revolution.
A
They don't
guild.
like. They don't like.
They're from one of the 2 guilds that are going to.
They're from one of the 2 guilds.
Oh,
They
okay.
don't like really rich people, or not rich, really tyrannical people. And
the Bolsheviks.
Wait,
They're the
wait,
Bolsheviks.
that's a problem.
they're not the Bolsheviks.
Wait,
Tyrants, not rich people, just tyrants.
Ooh, I was about to say we are gonna have a problem.
No, and they're the keepers of history.
Ooh,
They're lore
friends.
masters.
They're,
They should be.
They're friends of me then.
I can write out to them if you want.
That'd probably be a good idea.
Wait.
Can you ride out faster than me?
Yeah, I can get there faster.
Yeah,
He's
you
on
can
the
get there
You have
faster.
the bird. You have the bird.
120.
I forget.
120.
I forget you have the bird. I
Yeah,
mean the bat.
bat.
Yeah, you should. That would definitely be a good idea to fly out ahead of time and meet them.
If only to get a look at them.
Yeah, if only to get a
How
good
many
look at
people?
them.
How many people can you bring on your bat?
Just me.
Yeah, just him.
Myself in harness is putting. I'm almost at the max. Myself in harness on my mount. Given the opportunity, I drop saddlebags. I drop my backpack. I drop anything I don't need. It's my
Can
max
your bat
weight.
only carry you?
Yeah, my max weight is 480. I'm at 459.
Oh, it could carry more than one person if they were lighter and not weighing 400
I could carry. I
pounds.
could take Alvin.
That's... Who is the actual envoy that they're looking for?
The dudes that are coming, the 20, me.
What if they were to be
Yeah, they're looking
polymorphed into a
for-
smaller object?
They're looking for. They're going to be looking for Kirsten. He's their intermediary.
That's the thing, is you would have a much better time convincing them to actually show up at the party, if you brought him with you.
They're heading towards here.
They're coming to the party anyway.
Yeah,
And
regardless
they're
of the
adventurous,
reason, they're
so
coming to
that'll-
the party.
That'll bring our muster to 40.
Assuming they're not here
Wait,
to
like,
cause
are
trouble.
we dead sure? Are we dead sure they're coming here?
Yes.
Yes.
Because
They are
remember,
heading
there
in
was
this
a thing...
exact direction.
Okay, because remember, there was a thing out in the mountains to, like...
That
which
was
is
that
to
was
the
what.
east of
That's
here.
where they're coming from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're marching in this direction from there.
Okay. I don't put much faith in things.
What?
I can write
I
out
don't
and check,
put much faith in things.
but I can't take anybody other than Alvin, and I'm not even sure I can take Alvin.
Yeah.
Kirsten, how much do you weigh?
Alvin weighs.
I think actually my
Actually, that's
max
the
is
wrong weight.
520. Minus.
He weighs like 35 pounds.
I could toss you easily.
With your equipment?
I mean, doesn't really have any
If I keep
equipment.
collecting staves, I'm
I
gonna
guess,
end up
I
being
guess
like
with equipment,
fucking.
it would be about 40, maybe 45.
I can take 21 without stripping myself there. I can start taking shit off and we can see how low I can get.
Okay, theoretically, if you took everything you currently have off.
So dropping saddlebags, dropping backpack, that brings me... I should be able to take him without saddlebags and without the backpack, but I'll lose mobility. I won't be able to do dives like I usually do. I usually literally do strafing runs when I fight.
Okay.
I won't be able to
Kirsten,
do
do
those.
you have anything that would be able to help you in case you got dropped?
Yeah, do you have feather fall?
Slow fall?
Okay, you've got slow fall,
Monk?
so that's good. Yeah, fucking monk. He'll be alright.
So if
I
you-
could toss
if
him
you
off
get
the
in-
side and he'd be cool.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
At
say.
altitude.
If shit happens, he's out.
Yeah.
I mean, you could ask the cleric to because death ward's a thing.
Death ward's a thing. Death ward's not necessarily a thing for the distance we're going.
Oh, what level of spell is Death Ward?
4.
Or
For the
What
record,
does
they
Death
can
Ward
go
do?
up and down surfaces as well.
If it works the way I think it does.
Because I
I
can
don't-
put that inside of my
Death
glaive.
ward. You touch a creature and granted a measure of protection from death. First time the target would drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage, the target instead drops to 1 hit point and the spell ends. If the spell is still in effect when the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, that effect is instead negated against the target and the spell ends. The duration is 8 hours.
You've got 1 4th level, right, Drag?
Yep.
Let's pull the party. What do we have? 4th level spells, everyone.
Because
I have
here's
3
the thing.
castings.
I can fit 3 level or 4 level 3 spells inside of my scythe, and I can put 1 level 4 inside of it.
I can cast level 4 spells 3 times.
What do you have?
I prepared. I have Arcane Eye and Confusion because those are domain spells. Otherwise, I have Banishment and Death Ward.
Banish. Holy shit.
wow, I also have banishment.
If you'd like me to read Banishment for you,
No, no.
Dragonzer.
Yeah, for Drag, read it, but I don't
You attempt to send one creature that you can see within range to another plane of existence. The target must succeed on a Charisma saving throw or be banished. If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless demi-plane. While there, the target is incapacitated. The target remains there until the spell ends, at which point the target reappears in the space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space, if that space is occupied. If the target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane. If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space, if that space is occupied. Otherwise, the target does not return.
I'll still take Death Ward over it.
1 minute's 10 rounds of combat.
Correct. It is a the spell is a concentration. I don't know how that works with your
Which
scythe.
is even better with a scythe. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, the
Cast by the scythe.
If it's casted by the scythe, the concentration it doesn't matter. So you can't break concentration on it.
On what?
The only problem
The
is
concentration
that the
can go
component
down
of
if
the
he
spell
lets go of the weapon.
The only problem is that the component of the spell is an item distasteful to the target.
If you're casting from a weapon, I don't
That is
believe
why it
you
is a
don't need
clerical spell.
component.
That is the reason it's a clerical spell,
If you're
because the
casting
material
a
component is an item distasteful to the target.
If you're casting a spell from an item, you don't need a
Are we
material
talking about
component.
Death Ward here, or are we
You
talking
do,
about
in
the
this
other
case.
No, we're talking about banishment.
You do
Why are
Ruben, in
y'all?
this case, yes.
Why would we choose Banishment over Death Ward?
Because it's a removal. It increases our chance of combat effectiveness and win. Because you're removing one person from the enemy team on combat. That could be the boss. If there is a leader, you can take him out of the fight for 10
They get
rounds.
a charisma save.
And it's a charisma save. Very few people will be able to make it.
But the only problem with this is that because how material components work in 5e, typically you need the material component. If it doesn't cost gold, then a material pouch means you have that material component in that pouch. An item distasteful to the target, it depends on what the target is.
What about a blade?
I'm pretty I have to be the
Again,
wolf,
it's that's the problem with banishment. It's dependent on the target.
Hey, would a 28 pass the save?
For me? Oh, yeah, you
No,
would
for
me.
Vanwa.
Yeah.
Vanwa's got a. Don't you have max?
My spell save DC. If you're rolling against me against one of my spells, you have to roll is it equal to or higher?
Higher.
Higher. You must roll higher than a 17.
So I should've passed
Hey,
it.
you must roll higher than a 17 with mine as well.
You must roll higher than a 9 or an 18.
Because my wisdom is 18.
But
so,
okay,
I
so
should guess.
comparatively, Death Ward, in my opinion, I would basically become an unkillable tank.
No, you would have 1 hit point. 1 hit point is dead.
Yeah, it's
above a
basically
17 for me.
Someone could cough on you.
It's basically like a what is it?
It's escape aid. It's like
Yeah.
like fucking sanctuary in Smite.
No, it's more. It's not like sanctuary. It's more like it's like a piece of armor that once you take lethal damage is used up.
Okay.
And it's only once.
but
Like
you're
if you've
still-
got
but you're still
5
down to
hit
0.
points left, you take 30. No, actually you're left at 1, so you're still conscious and fighting. It prevents you from being rendered unconscious.
What I
as
mean,
well.
what I mean to say is, there's no buffer. Nothing does 1 damage.
No,
Any attack will knock you out.
Exactly.
I was-
The second you
I
are hit
was-
again after this, it's basically a like a last stand kind of deal.
Yeah, but also the thing
It gives you
that
one
would,
more chance to do something, and that's it.
Or get healed
anything
by
that
something.
would instant kill me.
I was like, if you're casting...
Yeah, that is true.
If you're casting a spell from an item, you do not require its components or material.
Where does it say that?
No, but he needs to invest the material, so we'd assume he invested the material previously.
No, I don't need to invest the material
Not
at all.
you.
Somebody.
Fuck you.
Oh, I was about to say.
If you're casting a spell from an
I can
item,
cast haste.
it requires no
Now, if we put
components.
haste in the staff, that would be awesome for combat potential.
What page
Because
is
then he
that
doesn't
on?
need to maintain haste, he can do another type of concentration spell.
What page is that on, Ruben?
Double concentration is awesome.
I wish my downloadable PHP had fucking pages. I
What
went
level
on
spells are we talking about?
I just went and looked for magic items. So go to the index, look for magic items.
I get 1 level 4.
What? Okay.
He's got a weapon that has spell storing. What do you have at level 4?
Me?
Yeah.
Confusion, dimensional door, and locate creature. I was gonna say.
Page
Dimension door's nice for
85, I
utility,
think.
but meh.
I'm sorry, what, Oni?
Okay, I'm back.
Check page 85, I think is the page I'm on.
Gentlemen?
Yes.
What's up?
I have some very unfortunate news. Well, mostly for me. I just remembered that I have to be up at 7 o'clock in order to drive someone. So, I really did not want to end tonight without doing at least a single combat session. So,
Bruh, if you have to be somewhere at 7, you need to go the fuck to sleep now. And this is
Yeah,
coming
but-
from somebody who works night shift. Just go the fuck to sleep. Like, just go to sleep. It's not the big of a deal. At least not in my eyes.
Yeah, just go to sleep, man. I'd rather
Kirsten?
start. I'd rather start something. with
Kirsten's
combat.
the only person here I'd worry about.
Yeah.
You get the
Kirsten?
final say.
Why?
because I'm doing this
Why are we worrying
for
about it?
you, and I feel like absolute garbage that I spent so much time on the stuff that is just prerequisite stuff before we actually got to the meat and potatoes.
We could just say
I
that
don't mind.
3 hours beforehand the tournament's being held, and his match is the first one.
I don't mind stopping right now and continuing off when I have another day off.
Alright, I feel awful, I'm sorry. I specifically made a short adventure, or got a short adventure. I just didn't realize how long parts of it were. Like, all that we've done is 4 pages of 19.
Keep in
Damn.
mind, a smaller party would move faster.
Yeah, so that's partially true. I also might have done some stuff wrong. I was trying to. This is why I think I'm a sucky DM. I'm gonna stop whining about it because I gotta go to sleep, and I apologize. I hope it was at least somewhat fun for everyone. Honestly, I hope it wasn't crap. When we pick up, which is whenever we all have time, hopefully, like I'll send an @DnD message next time Kirsten has time because she's the primary. And I'll let you guys let me know. When we pick up, we'll pick up at the wedding because that's when that's what we've been trying to get to. The wedding is when stuff starts to happen. The wedding is when the tournament is. The wedding is when the ceremony is. The wedding is when stuff's gonna go down. So we'll pick up then. Okay, and sorry about the long-winded everything. Have a good night, all.
Good night.
Night.
Good
Later.
night. Hope you're able
User
to wake up.
disconnected from your channel.
He's not
dragons
gonna wake
are-
up. Jawohl.
The thing is
Are
that
we
death.
going back to the spell story?
Yeah.
I can't find anything in here that says that, Ruben.
Told you that.
Okay, well, I'm getting off as well.
I looked